Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, an actual play podcast. Every episode microplot is a complete adventure with a complete beginning and an end, hopefully, that fits into the overarching macroplot of the whole season. Because they stand sturdily on their own, you can listen to these adventures in any order and skip any you don't enjoy, but hopefully you enjoy today. I am your host. I am also a first-time GM, so thank you for joining us. Today we are playing using the combat mechanics from a game called Twisted Wishes. It's our first time playing, so we might make some mistakes. If you enjoy these mechanics, you can find Twisted Wishes or Tricube Tales on Drive-Thru RPG. Build your own Twisted Wishes character and play a game with friends. Speaking of friends, today we are joined by Ailbh. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Ailbh Goldbeard of the Goldbeard Dynasty. I am a dwarf, some would say. I stand at a massive 4 foot from the ground. I haven't weighed myself in some time, but I am carrying a little bit of summer weight. I'm recently back from my summer holidays. I have been working on some things. I'm a brewer, you see. I've been working on a rum-based beer, so I'm using rum casks and brewing the beer inside those. It certainly packs a punch, and coming to a guild hall near you.
That sounds delicious. Next we have Nugh. Nugh, will you please introduce yourself?
I play Nugh the Silent, who is a 6.5-ish foot tall flesh golem. So my skin is sort of a grayish green. I'm technically undead, and I'm stitched together from parts from other people, donor cadavers, you could say. So my face it's mine, but it used to be someone else's, and that's true of all of my body parts. Unfortunately, the person who made me was either deliberately or incompetently unable to make my voice work. And so I largely communicate through grunts and groans. It's a little embarrassing because in my heart of hearts, I'm a deeply, deeply, profoundly feeling poet, and have recently made a publishing deal, and my poetry is currently being published and circulated throughout Nikamoy to certain small local critical acclaim.
Congratulations, that's very exciting. And finally, Sadie, will you introduce yourself?
Absolutely. I play Sadie Duca, a very shy, thin, frail elf who's got these wide ears and white hair, but she's in an arranged marriage with this guy named Hudson, and just the whole idea of that, and moving out of her parents' house for the first time in 700 years, living on her own / with this dude. Oh my gosh, so Sadie kind of passed out and didn't wake up. Meanwhile, in Shakespearean England, there were these two friends, Mary and Anne, and they were like, la la la, let's go eat some of this cheese you made, Anne. Oh, you made beer, sweet beer and cheese, woo. Unfortunately, Anne stepped out in the street and was run over by none other than Carriage Coon, Isekai Master. And so she got killed. But her friend Mary, who had always grown up being told that witches are bad and a good Christian would never associate with the devil, well, she had magic, and it escaped from her in this moment, and she took control of it, and she saved Anne. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate it. Tip my hat. She sent my spirit to another world, to an empty body, Sadie's body. So Anne is in Sadie because Mary did that. And that's where I am. Some stuff happened since then. Technically, oh gosh, I'll just gloss over it all. But basically, Anne's goal right now is she feels bad for Sadie and wants her to enjoy life and is trying to show her good things that are worth coming back for.
That's awesome. Hopefully she can do that. So we'll introduce the scene. You are all in the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall, because that's a great place to start out. The guild is a large building with a bar, a sitting area with wooden tables and chairs, and a wall with a corkboard and job flyers posted. So what is it you all are doing in the guild hall?
Ailbh is standing near the bar, obviously, and he's handing out little samples of his new rum beer. Little paper-like cups, not paper. That's not the way to enjoy beer. But he's handing them round to anybody who will partake in such a libation.
Oh, yeah. Except
it's
beer.
it's quite strong, young Sadie. Take it. Be kind.
I set down the kitten that I was holding in one hand, and I have a box of kittens, you see, and I brought them into the bar for everyone to play with. Perhaps foster, perhaps adopt. And I set down the kitten on the bar. It's sticky. And take the beer. I'm not paying much attention to the kitten, who starts to wander down the bar.
So Nugh is standing nearby and has like a little paper-ish cup in hand. He doesn't drink a whole lot. Like, he doesn't eat a whole lot. He doesn't need to. So this is purely for the taste, and he doesn't really have a functional tongue. So yeah, this is polite. This is him being polite. Like, oh, this is very nice, kind of, right? But of course, he can't tell you how he really feels about it anyway. So, but he's holding it and he looks, amenable. Meanwhile, he has turned into a cat tree, metaphorically speaking, because there's kittens just climbing up him like he's a tree, climbing up his legs, over his shoulders and everything. And he seems completely nonplussed by this. It does not bother him in the slightest. He's used to being treated like furniture. So sure. There's like 6 or 7 kittens just climbing on him.
Nugh, I don't know if you noticed, there's quite a few of furry felines turning your shins into ribbons.
Yeah.
Do you feel this? You've probably had too many of my rum beers if you're not feeling that. Just removed all sensation from your limbs.
He kind of looks at the cup and kind of nods sagely, like, "Oh yes, that must be it."
Nugh is not quick to be wall-eyed. Oh, by the way, I have a vocab list of 10 words. Should I read those?
Go for it.
Absolutely.
Adventure my discretion means risk my reputation. Anters are caves. Bootless is useless. Delation is accusation. Patch is a clown. Practice is a trick. Snudge is a cheapskate. Wall-eyed means angry. Yerked is stabbed. Got 2 stabbed words. No? Only 1. Ah, my promise. Unfulfilled. And young means recent.
Perfect.
Well,
that kitten.
Pounch. What was it? What was the other one?
It was paunch,
Paunch. Paunch is... Okay, we're
Yes.
at 11 this time. Paunch is also stab.
which still trips me off because that definitely is his stomach. But okay.
Right.
All right, William. All right.
I will learn these Shakespeare words. Okay, so anyway, so I look at Nugh, who's being climbed by kittens, and I say, Ailbh, Nugh is not quick to become wall-eyed. Who could be with these cute kittens?
Wall-eyed? This language is new to me. This must be from you lowland folk. I'm from the mountains, you see. This language I'm still getting used to in Nickamoy. One day I'll get these, Sadie. Anne? Sadie? Anne?
Anne, but 'tis the body of Sadie.
Nugh
Okay.
plucks a kitten that was like starting to go for the cup of rum or rum beer, and plucks it off of his wrist and kind of gently sets it down on the counter as well.
As you do that, you hear a sudden crash come from the bar, and you look over to see one of the kittens has knocked over an unusual object. If you take a closer look, anyone?
Absolutely. Sure. What is
What you see is a simple metal kettle, something like you'd boil water in to make tea. It's a little bit dented, has some scorch marks on it. Obviously, somebody left it on the fire for a little too long. It has definitely seen better days. But on the bottom, you can see an etching that you can't quite make out.
Anne, Sadie, is this from your language? I can't quite make sense of this. This is... No.
Oh, a bootless peasant like me can't read?
Do any of you try to brush off some of the rust or try to get a closer look at it? Has anyone picked it up?
I'll reach out and pick it up and turn it over and pour a little bit of the rum beer on, sort of give it a really rough scratch. It's still not making any sense to me. I've had too many of these beers, I think. It's all gibberish. Jabberwocky.
Well, you might feel like your vision is going a little wonky too, because as you rub on it, suddenly a mysterious blue smoke
She got
pours
you.
out of the tea kettle.
Ah, drops it to the floor in faint shock. Ah, yeah.
Unfortunately, this does not stop the mysterious blue smoke as it continues to rise, and slowly you see it take form into a man. He's about medium height. He's kind of thin. He has a slight body with deep bronze skin like it's seen the sun for hundreds of days. He has deep brown eyes and thick flowing hair. He's not really wearing any top. He's wearing very fashionable harem pants on the bottom, however, and no shoes. He has bare feet. He has bangles on his wrists and bangles on his feet, and he stands there with his hands on his hips, staring at you all quite proudly.
Ah.
Says Nugh in appreciation.
Hello, handsome. Why are you in our guild hall?
He perks up a little at that, and then he says, "Hello, my name is Idril, and I have been summoned. You might know me as a djinn, a genie, an ifrit. I'm known by many names, but they are all me. Am I right to assume that I am in the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild Hall?"
You would be, aye.
Excellent. I would like to hire you.
Aye. For what, may I ask?
Well, I need a vacation. And he kind of sags a little bit. His shoulders slump down. He looks very haggard all of a sudden. He's not as handsome as he was before. His hair's a little bit limper. And he says, "It's been 500 years of granting wishes. I just need a vacation, please."
How can we help with such a thing? Do you want a beer? That's often what I drink on vacation. I've got some here, and I'll take one of my paperish cups and just from a sort of flask I have. Here you go. Idril, did you say it was? Ailbh. Pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you. And he tosses the drink back really fast, probably faster than he should, but he holds down the choke and he says, "Oh, thank you." And he looks over at the other two in the bar and also the kittens and somehow seems to assume that they are also part of the guild. And he says, "What are all of your names?"
They are looking for homes. Would you like to name and adopt one? Or two. They like friends.
I could do that, yes. Are they also, why do they not have names if they are adventurers?
Their adventure has just begun.
So Nugh takes out a slate and some chalk, and he writes, "I am Nugh" on it, and holds it up to Idril. And then he erases it with his palm and then writes, "Are you free?" and holds that up.
He sees it, takes him a second, it looks like, to maybe translate it in his head. But he nods and he said, "Yes, I am free. Genies like me are contracted. That might be the word. I work for the lamp system, so I'm not. I get paid to do this. I'm not under any duress. But thank you for asking. Yes, yes. So the drink was delicious, and I appreciate it. But I have come here with a purpose of I would like to take a vacation. But I'm worried because my wish numbers haven't quite been as good as they should be. I can't take a vacation and not have my numbers fall, so, and he like clears his throat and shuffles his feet. But I have a lot of gold, so, you know, I could give you gold in exchange for you taking my wish shift.
Another scratching on the slate. How long?
Oh, only about 3 hours. So for me, because I'm a genie, time's a little different for me. And he like brushes his hair back in like a hair flip, and he's like, "It's a perk of the job. Um, but so for me, it would be like about a week, but for you, it would be only about 3 hours.
Where I'm from up in the mountains, we get given so many days per year. You're only looking for a week after 500 years. I think you
Again,
deserve more.
time is very different for genies. So 500 years for me has only been like 5 years. So I'm due for a vacation, but also sometimes I'm not a very good genie, so I need to keep my quota up.
And you could tell that Nugh is trying to figure out how to write something lengthy on this little slate, and then he just decides to give up, and he just writes, "You need a union," and holds it up.
Nugh was at first writing the Communist Manifesto, sees the means of production.
It's pretty much like explaining, like, you know, that your time off shouldn't be tied to your performance, and how your performance will naturally go down if you do not take your allocated time off, and all of the, and then just finally you need a union.
The slate is like 4 inches by 8 inches, maybe.
Idril is just like union, and he's trying to translate the word in his head, and he's like, yeah, I don't think that exists for magical beings right now.
And then just like 2 words, it should.
This is gonna take such a turn. Like, I have to scrap everything that I was planning, because suddenly you guys are gonna try to unionize the genies.
Yeah, but we'll still help you. But, you know, like,
Thank you.
Nugh now has a side quest.
This ends with Nugh helping to, do a genie strike. This is gonna go great for everyone in the world.
I feel like we've now learned
wishes
why.
will go unserved for 5 to 10 days.
Yeah.
I think we've now figured out why Professor Spark didn't give Nugh a voice.
If it makes you feel better, this is the 2nd week in a row that we have unionized the NPCs. We did it for honeybees last week.
Yes.
Wonderful.
One species at a time.
Yes.
Well, Idril, it certainly sounds like you are in dire need of a break. Nugh is absolutely right. You need to think about a union. Come together with your fellow djinn, your genies, your friends. Make sure the brass are excluded. That's important. And you come together and make sure you've got a common bargaining agreement, something like that, a collective bargaining agreement that makes sure you're all safe and your well-being is protected. However, in the meantime, I think we would be more than willing to help you for gold, obviously.
I
Yes.
shrug when you say for gold. I'm like, sure, whatever.
In fact, it's possible for us to do, everyone, could we do very productive 3 hours, double this amount of quota that is expected of Idril, and then you could have a 2nd week to spend with your comrades unionizing?
Arguably, we could triple the output. There's 3 of us after all.
There are 3 of us. We should triple your wish output.
And then I just write on the slate plus kittens.
And then GM's over here panicking, like, I only have so many NPCs, guys. Stop this.
Oh, it
Idril
is your
just
first
says-
time jamming. All right, we will be nice,
Yeah.
but let's assume that because of our good work today, Idril has plenty of time to do the unionization in the background in the future.
Absolutely. If we accomplish our
Future
goals
quest.
today, we will see what happens with the genie union. The ginion.
Yes.
We'll see what happens. Okay. Idril says, thank you. I had never considered this before, but you've given me a lot to think on, especially while I am relaxing on a beach somewhere with a cocktail in hand, preferably.
What's wrong with my beer?
No, I mean, your beers, could I have that to go? Could I take a cask
Absolutely.
with me on my... Excellent. That would be... I would appreciate that.
Absolutely.
How much do I owe
Cocktails.
you for that? Cocktails. I mean...
The beer's on the house. I don't know what our rates are. There's managers that deal with that sort of thing. You know, we just follow where the work is. You know, The invoice will come through in 7 to 10 business days.
Meanwhile, League, somewhere in a city far, far away, is like, Ailbh, how much of our beer have you given away? She sees these like papers coming in the mail.
It's marketing. That's what she told me to work on, was marketing. I'm giving away products. I imagine
that's
he's going to
true.
give some to other beach goers. You've got to taste the product before you can buy the product. It's complicated. I couldn't possibly explain, mainly because I don't understand it. But these are things. You've got to spend money to make money. Someone said that once.
There's a
Anyway.
lot more people tasting it than buying it at this point.
The
Well,
numbers
Idril
would
is very
certainly support that hypothesis, yes.
Idril is very grateful. He will take that cask if you give it to him, and he'll tuck it under his arm, his very sculpted bronze peck arm. Peck arm? That's whatever. Anyways.
Those are two body
He has
parts.
a peck arm. Yep. And he'll say, well, I should tell you the rules before you agree to this. So I will gift you some of my powers, not all of them, because, I have to be able to get them back in order to continue to do my job. And then you will be able to grant wishes for summoners. Currently at this time, we are at a 1 wish per summoner because of the economy, you know how it is. Things just aren't the way that they used to be when you could get 3 wishes out of a genie. Alas. The rules, however, that restrict your powers are there are no wishes for killing people. That's interfering with life and death, and they don't take kindly to that. No wishes for taking the genie's power. That's just not, you can't do that, because then you don't have any power. Now can you grant wishes with no power? No wishes for extra wishes, of course. Again, the economy. And the last rule is no wishing away the rules. We've run into that problem before. We just went ahead and instituted a rule so that nobody can wish away the rules. Simple?
Reasonable, yeah.
No,
Nugh, did
no
you
grades.
get all those written down just for
No
for
grades on the
posterity,
slate. What about love?
So here's where the twist comes in. He laughs and points a little bit. Your job as genies, well, intern genies, anyways, is to make sure that the summoner doesn't quite get what they want. So their wish can be whatever they want to wish, as long as it's within those rules, including making someone fall in love with them. But it is up to you to make sure that that wish isn't quite exactly what they were thinking. And the more twisted you can make the wish, the higher my score is, to say. Yes.
Will your bosses get concerned if all of a sudden, your quota's not been met for some time, and all of a sudden the output jumps quite significantly? Is that going to get you into any bother? I don't want to get you in trouble with your brass,
No, they're more concerned with output than how we get it done. I
Fair.
don't know if you've ever had bosses like that, but yeah, they're not necessarily concerned with the means of production as opposed to the output of the production.
Good to know. So when you say more twisted, so for example, if a gentleman or someone who identifies as a gentleman asks for a larger appendage, you're going to give them a giant chicken, that sort of thing.
Yes. The more clever the twist on the words is, the better it is. So if he says, I want a larger appendage, but he doesn't specify what the appendage is, well, then you are free to make any appendage he has larger. And also,
One
he might
massive
not tell
toe.
you how large he wants that appendage. So it could be as large as you deem large. That sort of thing.
Like a male anglerfish to the female anglerfish. That size. Anyway,
By the way, on anglerfish, do you know how big anglerfish are? I
pretty
didn't
big.
realise they're 7 foot wide.
wait, what?
Anglerfish are enormous.
What?
I thought they were little things. They're enormous. Anyway,
And also they they procreate by the female absorbing the male into her.
the male bites on you, and he just
Yeah.
becomes an appendage. But yeah, they're 7 foot wide. They're absolutely enormous and terrifying.
Yeah, y'all
You
didn't
learned
know you were
something,
going to
listeners?
listen to Fire Breathing Kittens podcast and learn about
Marine
nature.
biology, chap.
But now you go.
I think anyone listening to Fire Breathing Kittens podcast at this point has had many science lessons. I know I have.
Idril looks at all of you. He says, so do these terms sound agreeable to you? Oh, I didn't. I will pay you. If you can complete my wishes, I will give you 10,000 gold and 1 wish each with no twisting involved.
Ooh, we have some like pumping up the arms and excitement going on there.
A malevolent smile comes across Ailbh. I'm in.
Excellent.
Meow,
And-
meow.
I believe for this purpose we should leave the young adventurers behind.
Probably best, aye.
Yes. Is there somewhere safe that they could stay?
In the bar, of course.
Yes.
They are a bit snudge, so we should leave some food for them out. I pay for their food, so I like pour this I open the bag and I just like cut the whole bag open. There's a mountain of cat food and the kittens are like, yay! And they're like rolling in it and playing with it.
So, Nugh isn't terribly dexterous. Sleight of hand is not one of his skills. So probably everyone sees him surreptitiously take a little handful of the food and stick it in a pocket. And you see the pocket sort of moves and mews a little bit. But totally not taking a kitten with him, I swear.
Definitely not taking a kitten, and I'm definitely not writing that down.
His pockets are big. I mean, he's a really big guy, and his suit, which he wears pretty much the same suit all the time, because there's not a lot of clothes that fit him, and it's like a burial suit with stained with grave dirt. So just what else is he gonna keep in those pockets?
Other than kittens.
Other
Logically.
than kitten. Exactly. Okay, so now that you have all agreed, Idril will wave his beautiful hand, and some blue smoke will pour out of his lamp again, tea kettle, and will envelop all of you, and you will be granted some of his powers in order to do what you need to do to fulfill his quota. Is it at this point that we should maybe cover your guys' trait concept and perks and quirks?
Yeah.
Sure.
Good a time as any.
Okay. Awesome. Ailbh, do you want to kick it off?
I would love to. So, Ailbh is a crafty under his trait. His concept is tempter. He carries 3 perks, of which are illusionist, alchemist, and unflinching. And his quirks are he's mischievous, he is proud, and short-tempered.
Excellent. And Nugh?
Nugh is his trait is brawny because he's big and built like a linebacker. His concept is frightener because he frightens people. But his perks are that he is a poetic genius. He has 2 small nanite-driven animated music toys, which are from a previous adventure, but we're going to bring them along on this one. I suppose the kitten's going to end up being a backup singer too. And telepath, which is new. That's going to be, I think, a power that he gets from the genie in this adventure. His quirks are that he's technically undead, physically ugly, and emotionally insecure.
Unrelated to the other 2.
Perfect. Sounds like many people that I have met.
Technically
and...
undead.
Yes.
I've worked
All
for
3,
that person
honestly.
too.
Yeah, all 3. And finally, we have Sadie/Anne.
I picture this like a plus sign. On the top of the plus sign, you get more dice. On the bottom of the plus sign, you get less dice. On the top is agile, my trait. On the bottom is concept, frightener. Mostly because I have just summoned something into reality and is terrified. Or the thing that I've summoned it near is terrified because of it. On the left of the plus sign, there's less difficulty. You can spend a karma to use your perk. My perks are summoner, banisher and teleporter, because I'm loosely attached to this reality and can see through the lines that hold it together. On the right, to make a roll more difficult, I can gain a karma back if I roll with my quirk, which is that I am fickle. I have a bit of a short attention span. I'm a bit too candid. I don't understand the social mores of the society, and I'm a little obtuse, so I'm not learning them all that quickly.
Okay. Awesome. And what do you picture? So, Ailbh, what do you picture a tempter looking like?
I imagine out of Ailbh's fingers, it's almost like pink mist. You'd maybe associate it with charm. You're able to manipulate this pink mist around the summoner and perhaps draw them into wishing for something they don't exactly want, which sort of doubles up on the mission of not giving them exactly what they want. It's actually you can get them to ask for something that they don't want rather than just twisting what they asked for.
Perfect. And Nugh and Sadie, I mean, you don't have to look the same, but what do you think a Frightener looks like?
We are polar opposites, but in like terrifying ways. I'm all silvery and ethereal and thin and like gossamer thread beauty, but it's like creepy. And Nugh.
Nugh looks like Frankenstein's monster. Nugh literally has, stitch marks and scars where his body parts were stitched onto his torso. His skin is grayish green. He cannot articulate himself to tell people that he is not a horrifying monster, and when he does things, it scares people. The torches and pitchforks, like that's. Mobs see him and they think, wow, shouldn't I have a pitchfork somewhere?
Like, I know, I'm just a tip of my tongue. Pitchfork? Yeah.
I think I left that in my carriage. Let me go get that real quick.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
As a result, Nugh is legitimately and fairly afraid of fire.
Okay. Good to know.
I feel like Ailbh's going to benefit from having two frightening presences nearby. It's going, don't talk to him. Come talk to me. I'll look after you. I'm the safe choice of the three of us.
Yeah, you were like the tempter, right? Or the...
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So Idril will see your new forms and kind of startle a little bit, and he'll go, oh, sorry. It's been a while since I've seen anybody in their base forms. Just so you know, you can make yourselves look like anything you want. You don't have to look like this, so you can blend into society a little bit better. But if you want to scare the pants off of a summoner, here you go. You're ready to go. And speaking, yes, go ahead.
I was going to say, you see Ailbh just grow an extra foot. What do you mean? I didn't do anything. I've always been
Nugh,
5 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Nugh shrink down to about 5.5. So he shrinks by like about a half a foot, or maybe a full foot. Yeah, and his clothes shrink with him, and the kid's head sort of pokes out of the pocket now because it shrank. The pocket, not the kitten.
Aw, the pocket's smaller.
I love the idea that he didn't change anything else about his appearance, so he's just a slightly shorter Frankenstein's monster.
He'll work on that.
Okay. I'm really proud of him for being comfortable in his own or someone else's skin.
Yeah, he's not.
Okay, so Idril will say, excellent, and he'll rub his hands together and some smoke will begin to appear between them. And he says, let's get this vacation started. And all of a sudden, you will all find yourselves in a very different place. So the walls are no longer there. It is entirely that mysterious blue smoke floating all around you. And in front of you, or where you're standing, is the most plush carpet you've ever felt. It's whatever color you like best. And in the middle of this circular area is a recessed area. Like in the 1970s when you used to have your living room area sunk in for some reason. It's that. And then there's a giant opulent couch that kind of rings around half of the area. It is as soft as you would like it to be. And it is whatever fabric that you enjoy feeling the most. Across from the couch, somehow floating in midair, attached to literally nothing, is a giant widescreen TV. If you're not familiar with what a TV is, it just looks like a floating magic box. And on the couch is a giant remote with lots of buttons on it. And he says, "Welcome to the Central Wish Station. This is my home. We're technically between planes right now. You basically are nowhere and everywhere at the same time." And he points to the screen, kind of like Vanna White would. And he says, "And this is the wish screen." And on it, you see the current count of wishes granted, which is so high that you can't actually see the whole number. It's been cut off because the screen is like, "I give up." And there's like a bar for the most recent wish, and it says like how twisted the wish was, and it's like, you know, between a 0 to 10. And like there's a little line that says like above 5 is twisted. And his last one was like just a little bit below a 5. So, you know, that tells you a little bit something about Idril. And then on the other part of the screen, there are 10 boxes, and it says open wishes at the top. And inside of each box, there's a different symbol. And if you're ready, I will tell you what the different symbols are. Excellent. The first symbol is a necklace. The next symbol is a damaged flask. The next symbol is a gold fish. Then there's a still. Then a perfume bottle. A porcelain doll. A grimoire. A teapot. Lipstick.
Wait, slow down.
Oh.
Okay, I got necklace, damaged flask, goldfish, still, perfume bottle, porcelain doll.
Porcelain doll, grimoire, teapot.
And then lipstick. And then the last one is a heart-shaped gem. Excellent.
Nugh points at the still, and as he's speaking, you hear in your head, I think Ailbh was looking for a still, and he points to it, and he like nudges Ailbh and says, "Huh?" And you all hear in your heads, "I think Ailbh was looking for a still."
Whoa.
I was. Some time ago, there was a wonderful still. I forget the location. I'm sure the GM from that episode will remind me of the name of that place.
I'm sure the GM is totally not going to look it up on a wiki or anything.
Absolutely not. Yes, would it be too much to ask that the open wish with the still? That would be a wonderful place to start, I think.
Idril nods and he says, "That is a still, yes. So all of these represent the different vessels that we are connected to. And they change as you grant the wishes. These are my quota for today, are these 10. You don't have to do all of them to meet my quota. It'd be nice if you got above like a 6 or a 7, because so far I've been closer to like a 3 or a 4. I need a break, obviously. So not every genie comes out of a lamp. That's really a stereotype. I don't really appreciate it. There's also not that many lamps that people use anymore. So we've expanded to other containers that people are more likely to pick up in this world. So he picks up the remote and he says, "Ignore every other button on here. That's really to change the channels. There's nothing on. It's very boring. There's a lot of I love Genie. No. Not I love Lucy. And then there's one anyways." And he says, "Ignore all these buttons." And he's like, waves his hand and there's tape all over the other ones. You know, just like you do for your grandparents so they don't press the wrong button.
Oh.
And instead he says, "These are the arrow buttons. And you can select the arrows to move and select which summon you would like to do. And then you click this giant button here at the bottom that says accept summons. And when you press that button, you will be sent to the summons, obviously. And then you will do as you are supposed to do." Does that make sense?
I have received proper on-the-job training.
Again, you hear in your heads that makes no sense, but I'm going to trust that Sadie knows what this guy's talking about. And then Nugh just kind of nods and says, ah.
And Idril says, I can hear you too. Anyways.
What?
Look, it's really not that hard, okay? You're gonna press the button, you'll go to where the summoner is, you have to convince them to make a wish, and then when they make that wish, you try to twist it as much as you can.
Why did he say he could hear what I was thinking? Wait, can they hear what I'm thinking?
Yes.
Nugh
Yes.
again nods.
Yes. One of the powers that I have is telepathy. Where it's not. What's the one where you can move things with your mind? Telekinesis. I get those mixed up all the time. I have all of those basically, but I've gifted you this one. I figured talking might be helpful.
And you see Nugg's face go completely like just like gobsmacked, and nothing comes through for a second, and then there's just this, I can talk, and like
Yes.
you can see tears in his eyes, and he's just like, I need a minute, and he just like kind of steps away for a few minutes,
Oh.
thinking about this.
Well, Idril will say, well, okay, you take your minute, but I'm gonna pop off. I will come back and check on you. No, I probably won't. You've got this. You're fine. I'll be back in 3 hours. Don't do anything I would do. And then he just vanishes in a blue puff of smoke. And you are left alone in this room.
Ailbh runs and grabs the remote super quick and starts hammering on the button trying to find the still, but he accidentally clicks it one too far, and he ends up on the doll, and he clicks summon before he could realize.
Also, before Nugh is ready to. Wonderful. I love this. Okay, so all three of you are enveloped in blue smoke. And you find yourselves transported. You are in a dark and dingy, filthy alleyway. There's no movement on the street that it's connected to. It's very late at night. It's between two shops that are kind of boarded up. You see a lot of trash. There's so much just filth everywhere. And if you take a look around, I will tell you what you see. And as Nugh are you stepped away from everybody?
I mean,
How far had you stepped away?
not terribly,
Okay.
like just kind of take a step or two back so that he's not blubbering all over everybody.
Fair. Well, you find yourself face to face with a tiny, tiny little child. She's covered in dirt. Her hair is gross and stringy. She's very frail and thin. She's got, clothes that don't quite fit her. She obviously found them from someone else. And she is holding a porcelain doll.
I lean down, like crouch down, right, to get eye to eye with her. And I move my mouth and have the words go into her head. And I'm just like absolutely tickled pink that I can do this right now. And I say, hello, little girl. What is your name?
She stares up at you with wide, huge eyes. And she's shaking a little bit because you're a literal monster. And she just found this doll. And she just goes, Atiel?
Atiel, do not be afraid. We are genies. We have come to hear your wish.
Oh, what's a genie?
We're magic. We have come to hear your wish.
Like unicorns?
Is that what you wish for?
I don't think they exist, so, I know. You mean I can wish for anything?
I think so. I look over at Ailbh and Sadie. She can wish
No.
for anything, right?
Not quite. There are some rules, but we'll keep you abreast of those if they come up as you wish for them.
Yeah.
Gosh, and she kind of like looks down at the doll. she like clutches it a little closer to her. Just say, I'm really hungry. I wish for food?
Aha! I think I have a solution for you. And I would like to snap my fingers, and I would like to make her fed by making her the long-lost daughter of the local, not like prince, I don't want her to get assassinated, like duke. Does that make sense? Like...
Okay.
It is discovered, that's what my wish is granting, is that she is given a meal by her adoptive family.
Oh, okay. So let's try a roll for it.
Okay.
And let's see how this goes. Since this is very far from her original wish of just food, maybe we should make it like a 5.
Uh-oh. All right. I definitely want to use my perk.
Okay.
I'm going to use my banisher perk, and I'm going to banish whatever the greatest evil in her life is. So, like, if there was a dog that took her food, 'cause she's like a street waif, you know? And that will, therefore, make a path for the finding out. One circumstance will lead to another, which will lead to the Duke finding their long-lost daughter.
The Rube Goldberg machine type scenario.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Okay. Try and make your roll.
Okay, so I've spent 1 karma. I'm down to 4 karma.
Okay.
And that makes the difficulty 1 less.
Okay, so it makes it a 4.
Everyone rolls with base 2 dice, right? So I should roll 2 dice?
Yes. Unless you want to add, what was it?
Is that from your trait?
Your traits, yes.
Right.
Yeah, but this isn't a ranged attack. So I just rolled a 3 and a 5.
So 1 success, right? It's anything above it's a 4 to 6.
Yeah.
For success. Perfect. Okay. So I will say you do manage to banish the thing that makes her what she is.
I'll roleplay that, yes.
Yeah, go for it.
So let's say that it is a dog.
Okay.
She's completely parentless. She doesn't know who her parents are. And there's a dog that has been stealing all of her food whenever it's just excited and happy. And it's not that it gets banished, it's that it gets sent home. Technically, that dog lives at the Duke's castle, of course. And it's because she's fighting with it with the scraps that she gets sent there too. And the Duke is like,
"My puppy, what are you doing, dog? You're trying to take this old bread loaf from this street waif." Oh, wow, what a gross street waif. "Wait, you look slightly like my sister when she was your age. Wait, I had a kid who my attendants told me died as a child. You look just like her. There could be no chance. She had a birthmark under her left heel."
and checks the kid's heel. And there's the birthmark.
Perfect. And she is saved. And she is no longer hungry. So her wish is fulfilled.
In a really twisted way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now she's got to deal with all of the social complications of going from street waif to Duke's offspring and all of the problems that come with that.
Good luck, kid. You can run away after you're 18, I guess, and fed for a long time.
Maybe.
Do you think Idril can hear us just now? Because I'm not being funny, that was really easy. I don't know. I appreciate there's 3 of us. I know he's been doing it 500 years, but this was quite straightforward. He must be getting treated poorly. It comes back to the union question, doesn't it? It's all about well-being here. They've all got to be protected. I think we need to double down on that when we see him next. Anyway.
Definitely.
You don't hear any mysterious voices in your head, so
except
you're
mine.
not sure if he... Yes, except for Nugh. So you're not sure if he can hear you or not. But you are wish fulfilled, so you are transported back to the central wish station. And you will see now that the porcelain doll is grayed out. So it's no longer active. The wish has been fulfilled.
But more importantly, what score did that get?
So you're not sure how to interpret? That's not a word. Not sure how
That is
to
not,
interpret.
but I like it.
We'll go with it. But the twistedness is a 6.
Yes.
Yes, so it is above, so it does count. But why was it not higher? You're not really sure.
Because she was happy.
We'll see. Okay.
Ailbh still holding the remote. I imagine he's summoned back and he's holding it, and he sheepishly hands it out to one of the other two to take control. Sorry, my bad.
So Nugh hands the remote to Sadie and like starts shifting his skin to look like it's alive, so he will be less terrifying. He hopes.
Perfect. Your skin is now more human-like and less stitched together.
Has the colour changed at all? Is it still grey but more...
No,
well,
it's now more like a,
fleshy.
like flesh toned, like actual, as if there's healthy blood pumping through his veins or something.
Perfect.
Which one had you been attempting? Of course, this is no delation of intent or anything like that. I'm sure it was just a random button click, and you would never have been meaning to push any of these buttons, correct, Ailbh?
It was the beautiful, I believe it would be a copper still, something we use in the distilling process to make strong alcohol. I was attempting to push that one, but in my haste and my fervour, I pushed too far. And having never used technology, the still.
I try to push button 4 for the still.
Okay. Perfect. You push 4 and you press accept summons.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. All right. You find yourselves surrounded by the blue smoke once that clears in a shop. And it's a shop covered in maps. Just maps all along the walls, scattered on every surface that there possibly is. Definitely littering the floor. They're piled up everywhere. And you see an older dwarf who is holding on to a copper pot still, and he is scrubbing it clean. And you appear, and he looks up and goes, "Ah!"
How can we help you, sir? You summoned us?
And I believe you will recognize, if I am correct, Seamus Silverkeeper.
Seamus? Could it be? I don't know if you remember me. It's Ailbh.
Now, I will not attempt a Scots accent because I am terrible at it. But he says, "Oh, Ailbh, is that you?
It is.
How did you get here? What are you doing in my shop?"
That's a story for another time. However, in cleaning your pot there, your pot still, you have summoned us. We are djinn in training, shall we say. And if you wish, we can grant you a wish.
Oh, hold on. The last that I knew of you, you were a brewer. Are you no longer in the brewing business?
I'm a man of many talents. I'm still in the brewing game, however, just diversifying my skill set. Now, let's focus on me. How can we help you, Seamus? There must be something you need or want or desire.
Oh, he kind of stops, pauses, and he stares at the still, and he says, well, this is the still that you've been looking for. I found it.
The one from Molten Helm. It went missing.
That very one. It showed up on my maps, and I found it. Now, in return, though, I want more than one wish.
Now, Seamus, you've heard the story. You know that's not possible. Come on now.
I heard it was 3 wishes.
Times are tough. The economy, we've had to ration wishes a little bit more amongst our summoners. In the future, once inflation comes down, we will be able to offer 3 once again. However, for today, 1 wish, Seamus.
1 wish. And I get to keep the still?
I don't see why not.
I hear there are other bidders for it.
There may well be. Seamus, where are you right now?
He looks suspiciously at you. Somewhere. You don't know where you are? We're somewhere. I wish. No, never mind. We'll talk about that later. I wish. I wish for the ultimate map of all maps.
The ultimate map of all maps. Is there more you can tell me? What features would you like this map of all maps to have?
But a map of all maps, and it's all maps in one map, and I want to be able to zoom in and zoom out, and be nice if there were traffic patterns, and I want to be able to search. Be nice to have a search function, and I don't know what else maps could do.
So you hear Nugh's voice. I think I have an idea.
Seamus,
And
bear with me a moment, and
Yes.
I'll take a sidebar with Nugh.
there's a place called New Nicomoy that's full of technological wonders, and I think they may have something like this.
Interesting.
Ubiquitously
share my
available.
idea?
Yes. What's your idea?
So I was going to allow, a map to be constructed, a moving map that will give him what he wants. However, his ability to zoom in means that he will become the size of someone on that map. He will be shrunk down to someone in that size. That's how he's able to interact with the map.
Mine simply made it so that when the battery dies, he won't have access to it anymore.
And it's of that place, not this place.
And it's a...
Do you know what?
Right, the
That
maps
is-
are not of Nicomoy, they're of New Nicomoy, so they're
Right.
utterly useless.
Not completely useless. Geography hasn't changed. Just
He didn't specify place, map of all maps. That's sinister. I love your work, Nugh.
Have you ever played a video game where the little flags on the map show up, but it's grayed out until you've been there? I think every map in New Nicomoy should be a flag on this map, even if that's too dense to be able to see anything else. And there should be gray until you've walked to that territory, which is New Nicomoy, a parallel reality, not this one that he cannot walk to.
Can we do all three?
Yes.
He can have the ultimate map, it will run out of battery. He can go to any of the places because they're greyed out until he goes there, and he's also a size of a creature that would move about on that map, actual size.
Yes, by your powers combined, you could in fact make that happen.
all right.
And
So-
you'll see Ailbh. Oh, Nugh, please.
So we'll and no, we'll say this to Seamus as well. We'll be right back.
Seamus, am I getting my wish?
Of course you're going to get your wish, Seamus. And we go, and I imagine I'm going to make myself just that half foot taller so that I can sort of huddle round, arms round each other. If you get this, we'll do this. Okay, that's fine. Seamus, I think we can acquiesce your request. Do you wish us to
Excellent.
do it?
Yes, I wish for this.
And you'll see Ailbh will lift his fingers, the pink mists will rise, and it'll go to the map first, and this beautiful technological, it's got beautiful gold beading around the edge, made of the finest materials. Imagine seeing Seamus's face just for a moment as he looks at it before he goes...
Okay, let's try a roll for this. Let's see. We'll set the. I mean, it is crafty because you are.
I would
are-
say so.
Yeah, and it's pretty complicated since all three of you are pulling it all together. So let's do a 6. Let's see if you can do a 6 to give them all three of those traits. Twists. We'll call them twists.
Can you use your perk, Ailbh?
That's what I'm looking. So it was crafty, so I get to add a dice onto this, I believe. So it'll be 3 dice as a base. And my perk, the illusionist, so it could be that he got a glimpse of the map moving in real time with all the things that he asked for, the traffic patterns and search functionality and that sort of thing.
Perfect.
So 3 dice, difficulty 5.
Yes, sounds good.
Okay, here I go. A 4, and a 2.
Okay, so that's 2 out of the 3. So we'll say you can give him 2 out of the 3 features for his wish. So just tell us what you think happens.
Well, it's a 4. So the difficulty was 6. Reduced it by 1.
To 5.
To a 5. Yeah, but 6. Oh, right. What am I saying?
Can you spend a karma to reduce it by 1 more after rolling?
No, just once.
Oh, you already reduced it with karma?
Yeah,
Spend
right?
1 karma after
No,
rolling
he
to reduce the
he
difficulty
reduced
by
it
1.
with his trait. He didn't spend any.
Yeah.
No, so I
Well,
could spend karma now then.
A
So
roll
the
can
trait
be
brought it down
reduced
by 1.
by 1, so from 6 to 5. Yeah.
But then can I spend a karma after rolling to reduce the difficulty by 1?
Well, that would take it from 6 to 5. And you rolled 4s.
Oh, okay.
But
It's okay. It did not succeed.
Can you use perks more than once in a roll? Can you expend all... That's a good question for the game designer. Can you expend all of your karma on one roll? Or can you only spend 1 karma per roll?
Okay.
Okay, if a die equals or exceeds the difficulty, they succeed. If not, they fail. And if they equal or exceed the difficulty on 2 to 3 dice, it's an exceptional success. But I don't see anything about expending karma after you've rolled.
it's the
Under karma and
first...
resolve, there's something there. Each player
Yeah,
has
it's
3
the
karma, 3 resolve. Spend 1 karma after rolling to reduce the difficulty by 1. So what that essentially would have brought it 6 down to 5, as you say. The trait brought on more dice.
Yep.
But
So
it
I'm going to hold up
doesn't-
this
it
handy
doesn't
dandy
matter.
picture
And karma.
thingy of the
Yeah,
plus
that's
sign.
what I was looking at, yeah.
So the trait increased the dice by 1. And I'm for the listeners, I'm holding up this plus sign that I've drawn. Traits can increase your dice, so he did that. And he rolled 3 dice.
Yep.
And the perk, spend a karma to reduce the difficulty, that's the left
Yeah.
side of the plus sign,
Yeah.
did that, reduced it from 6 to 5. But
Yep.
then
So-
rolled 4s.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is a fail.
It's a
This is
fail.
Fail. Which means...
You lose 1 resolve.
Lucky I put all of my points in resolve. I seen this coming.
Yeah, so what's your current karma and resolve, having lost 1 of each?
Wait. For dangerous actions such as combat failure costs 1 resolve. Is this a dangerous situation?
I would not constitute this as dangerous.
Ah,
Cool. I am at 6 resolve and 2 karma.
good catch, Nugg's player.
Perfect. Now the question is, so instead of twisting so that he doesn't get the things that he wants, instead you unfortunately grant his wish. And it is the object that he wanted. And it's from Nugh. Unfortunately for you, it's solar powered. So it doesn't run out of battery. And the GPS, the magical GPS, has located where he is on the map and updated to install the maps of his surrounding area.
Firmware update happens. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. hmm
Can his clothes at least be a
and-
little bit baggier than they were? Just ever so slightly. Half an inch baggier than they were.
He is a half an inch shorter than he was before. Yes. Perfect. And he'll
There
say,
you are, Seamus.
this is even better than I expected.
Well, of course.
This is everything I've ever wanted.
That's what you asked for, Seamus. What else did you think we were going to deliver?
And then almost like mimicking Seamus's own voice, he hears in his mind, it's almost like I don't need this still anymore.
Ooh. Do you want to try to influence him?
I totally do.
All right, let's try it. I'll say he's overwhelmed with joy. So we can make this a difficulty 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I start with 2 dice? Correct?
Yes. Base is 2 dice. Mm-hmm.
This challenge is somewhat outside of my scope as a frightener, outside of my concept as a frightener. So I think that means I lose a die. Is that correct?
Yes, you're you're not very emotionally insecure about this. You're trying to be confident, and portray somebody else. So yeah, probably it's out the scope.
Yep.
I would just take 1 dice away.
Okay.
But you are using a perk for your telepath.
Yeah.
And you can choose to apply that after you see what your result is.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, roll my die. Never mind. I got a 1. I got a 1 on all dice, indicating a critical failure.
Oh no. Unfortunately, Seamus is an older dwarf and he knows his own voice, and it's definitely Scottish, and your voice is not Scottish. And he'll say, what is this? What is this foul trickery? What is this trickery? You know what? I will keep this still for myself, or I'll sell it to what's your competitor's name? The one that your sister is madly in love with.
I can't remember. Can't remember.
Don't worry. I'll find him on my map. And unfortunately, his wish is fulfilled.
He died.
His wish is fulfilled, so you are transported back to the Central Way Station. Oh, and you will see
Nugh's voice in Ailbh's head says, "I'm sorry."
Do you remember with the last summons I said, this is quite easy? I think we may have got ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
It's less easy now.
It was more fun working all together, though, than just me.
It was. That was interesting.
You will see on the twisted rating, it is a big fat goose egg 0.
Oh.
There was no twisting involved.
I point at the goldfish. And then belatedly say, I think we should do this one. And
How long of a delay is there?
There's like a translation delay.
Nugh is getting used to being able to actually speak.
Aw. I click the button 5 on the remote.
So no goldfish. Got it.
Yeah, that's
click number 5?
Oh, wait, no. The goldfish is 3.
Wait, where do we go to the perfume bottle?
Oh, no. I looked at it
Sadie
wrong.
being a dick.
Okay, you go to number 5, the perfume bottle.
Perfume bottle, yeah.
Perfect.
You hear me cursing. I'm such
Not
a
as easy as it
patch.
looks, is it?
Oh my gosh. Okay, you find yourself in the middle of a beautiful, opulent bedroom. It's got damask silks hanging on the walls, has a giant 4-poster bed that could fit easily 2 or 3 Nughs. It has a gorgeous vanity table that's littered with makeup products. The moonlight is streaming in through the window, and you see an older human, luxurious blonde hair that's peppered with silver. They have light blue eyes framed by crow's feet and pale skin that's just a little too pale now. They were obviously once a beauty, and they are sitting at their vanity holding a beautiful ornate perfume bottle that they have just unstoppered, and they are staring at you. Why are you in my bedroom?
We are Jinn, and we shall perform a practice for you.
Oh, and they clap delightedly. What kind of practice?
Short of something that would adventure my discretion, literally anything. I lie.
They giggle and they say, "Oh, you speak so beautifully. I'm so charmed. Well, my name is Fourth Wind Montague, and I welcome you to my very humble abode. I've never met Jinn before."
'Tis a young change for us as well. What do you desire, my lady?
Oh, I'm not a lady. I guess the term would be a gentle they of the night.
Ah, good they.
I have so many things. I certainly don't need any physical things. I'm not sure. They kind of turn and look at the vanity, and they're definitely pondering what you've proposed to them.
What is on your mind, young gentleman of the night?
Well, I'm not in the prime of my youth anymore, and they gesture to the perfume bottle in their hand, and they say, my patron, Sir Archibald, he gave me this, and I find that he's the only one I can think of when you ask me that question, and then he they look at themselves in the mirror and pause for a moment, and they say, "You can grant me anything that I ask?"
Indeed.
And they pat their skin that has a few more lines than they wish that they had. "What about perfect, permanent beauty?"
You hear Nugh's voice, but you already have that.
Fourth Wind clutches their chest and blushes. It says, "You flatter me, but I once was one of the greatest beauties around. I had ladies and gentlemen flocking to my bedroom, and now it's really only Sir Archibald. And I miss being the belle of the ball, as it were."
You can see a little wry smile going over Ailbh's face. "So you wish to preserve your beauty for millennia?"
Well, the beauty that I used to have, yes.
Do you have any images of what you used to look like? I'm sure we can...
Oh, absolutely. And they get up and wander over to a curtain, and there's a pull cord, and they pull the pull cord, and it pulls back, and you see an entire room filled with paintings of them throughout their entire life. They're beautiful, they're massive, some of them are small. They're clearly every fan art ever created of them is in this room and framed elegantly. And they wander over to one that's like clearly in a favorite spot, and they point towards it. It's got a special spotlight on it and everything. And they say, "This was in my prime." They say I was so young, barely 20, high in demand, and I miss those days.
You wish to be 20 forever.
Well, I mean, not with the folly of youth, you know. I've certainly learned some tricks over my years, and he kind of smiles to himself. So, I don't wish to be that young and naive again, but the beauty aspect, that I'd certainly like.
Ailbh has an idea.
Let us confer, good gentle them of the night, and we shall grant your wish. Your wish is our command.
Thank you. And they will turn to just stare at the portrait.
I would like to trap her soul inside a marble statue. The marble statue being that of how she looked at 20 years old. The perfect skin that we preserved for years and years and years to come. And doesn't kill her because her soul's in there. She is alive within this marble statue. She can see and hear everything that goes on, but she is trapped, unable to move inside this marble statue.
And be beloved. It would be in a public place.
And the beloved, exactly.
With pigeon poop, yes, right in the town square.
I was thinking a gallery, because then they're still beloved.
Well, people would picnic around it and go see it. It could be a local tourist attraction. Let's give them the power to cry real tears and put it in the middle of the park.
Absolutely.
GM looks concerned.
You're just creating one of my nightmares in the world, which is a haunted statue that can cry on command. Perfect.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Let's make it invulnerable, because now we've attracted some aggro to it. So It should also be an invulnerable statue.
Yep. Okay.
But it doesn't cry all the time, only when the statue wants to.
Right. Only when they feel.
Yes. When they, who have been turned into a statue, feel sad, they
Enough
will
to
be
cry.
able to cry.
Yes.
Perfect.
Luckily, it's not made out of metal or anything, so it's not going to rust. It's marble. You know, it's going to be fine.
No, it's invulnerable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would propose that we put in front of it a reflecting pool so they can always see their reflection.
Oh my gosh. And all the adoration that they're receiving from everyone around them. So it's like a pool that, yes. Can we give them, on the night of the full moon, they turn into a flesh being once again, just for one night?
Oh, I love that. Yes.
1 day a month.
Yeah.
Every 30 days.
Just so
For
they
specifics.
have a reason to cry. Okay.
And can
All of
maybe
that, please.
see Sir Archibald, their lover. Mm-hmm. That one time a month.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then let's return to Frostwind. Fourthwind, sorry.
Fourthwind. Perfect.
Oh, and I want to also give them the ability to apply any makeup they would like telekinetically to their statue. So like contouring if they want it, it's theirs. I'm not preserving their raw face in the statue, right? Just clarifying.
Okay.
Oh, we're basically putting them into a statue of how they looked at 20.
Yeah.
Fully made up, not like not like, like basically as they appear in that favored portrait.
Exactly.
So, exactly that way. For all eternity.
Except for once a month.
Except for once a month. But yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Well, Fourthwind will turn upon you stepping back out of your conversation that they definitely didn't hear. And they will say, so have you decided? Can you grant me my wish?
100%.
Oh, wonderful.
You will look like you did in what you call the prime of your life. We don't necessarily agree. But in your 20s, when Sir Archibald gazed upon you, you will look like that forevermore.
This is
you will
what
be
you
adored
truly want.
by thousands.
Correct?
Yeah. Yes. I wish to be perfectly beautiful forever.
Okay. I look over at Sadie.
I don't know. Is this my role? Is this...
You guys
whose
can
role is
make a
this?
choice. Who do you want to try to roll for it?
You know what? The statue idea was Ailbh's. I think
Okay.
maybe Ailbh should do it.
That's
Okay.
fair.
Also, he's crafty.
He is crafty, and this is definitely crafty. I will
That
say
was a very crafty solution
it's
too.
a very crafty solution. Let's see. They were very vague, so I will set this at a 5.
Okay. I will roll my 3 dice, difficulty 5. It was a 5, a 6, and a 5.
Oh,
Nice.
perfect. That's awesome. Okay, well, you have succeeded in that wish, and now you can see that Fourthwind Montague has been turned into the most beautiful marble statue with veins of gold littered through it, and looks exactly like their portrait from when they were 20. It's placed in an opulent park not far from where their home was, and there is a gorgeous reflecting pool situated right in front of them, so they may gaze upon their beauty for the rest of eternity. There is a plaque at the bottom that says, Fourthwind Montague, the most beautiful, gentle day of the night. And you see the statue is crying.
Just before we leave, I'm going to rise up to the statue's height. I'm just going to kiss it on the cheek and wipe away a tear.
Aw, they're probably joy tears right now.
Where is this statue and Fourthwind's home? Is this in Nikamoy?
It is in Nickmoy, yes, one of the more opulent areas. They certainly had earned enough money to be able to afford a nice location.
Is it like in Elysian Fields, the kind of the rich
That could work, yeah.
neighborhood outside of? Okay.
So you can go and visit them whenever you wish.
I'm just making a note so that in future adventures, when Nugh goes by that, he can feel a real twinge of guilt.
Perfect.
It wasn't your doing.
I know. I know.
Tears of joy right now.
Sure, that's what they are.
They are beautiful. And they are exactly
They are beautiful forever.
They are beautiful forever.
Yeah.
And your wish has been fulfilled, so you will transport back to the Central Wish Station. And on the twisted rating, you will see that it is up to a 9.
That was pretty twisted.
Yeah.
And Nugh just says to both of you, I kind of feel a little bad about that one.
Why? It's not like they liked other people.
Fair.
I'm conflicted about it. I feel quite good at the problem solving aspect of it. confining her to a statue for the rest of her days?
Not all of them.
We'll see. We'll see.
And at this point, this is a good chance to take our intermission if we'd like.
So, at this point, normally we would read out a review from one of our fire-breathing kitten listeners. We don't have one at the moment, but I can't say you should give us a 5-star rating on whatever podcast app you use. However, you can. That is an option available to you. You can leave us 5 stars. It would make us feel wonderful, and we wouldn't turn you into a statue.
Exactly.
The choice is yours.
And joining us was Ailbh,
Good evening.
Nugh,
I can talk.
and Sadie.
It's that time of the month. Bye.
Bye.
Today's mid-episode shout-out is, quote, Sophia, your talents and imagination have brightened my world in countless ways. The artist is the one who's up all night. The artist is the one who looks lost. The artist is the one who fears no tyrant, because it just becomes the next piece. End quote. You can arrange for us to read your shout-out at firebreathingkittenspodcast.com. Did you know? We have paperback, ebook, hardcover, and audiobook adaptations of our adventures on Amazon and Audible. Is there an episode of Fire-Breathing Kittens that would make someone you know smile? Well, telling them about it would help us. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. With us are Ailbh,
Hello, hello, hello.
Nugh, and Sadie.
Hi.
And we are going to roll dice to see who does the recap for part 1.
How many dice am I rolling?
Just one dice.
I'll spend a
26.
karma to make that down to a 0.
If you
Roll the
really
2.
want to. A 2.
I got a 5.
A 6. Who's the closest to you, GM?
I also got a 5.
I guess that means it's me. Okay,
It's
so just imagine that Nugh is narrating this directly into your head. We met Idril, the genie, who is in dire need of a union and a vacation. We can help with one of those in the short term, and in the long term, we may see about that union. Idril asked us to help out with some wishes that are pending for them, introduced us to the wish distribution system, and we have already answered 3 wishes. One of them was from a little girl who wanted to not be hungry. So we matched her up with a family, and she is now the long lost daughter of a duke. I'm sure that won't at all go badly for her. We score better when we grant wishes if we twist them. This one was a 6 out of 10. Okay. We encountered Seamus Silver Pot?
Silver
What was
Keep?
it? Silver Keep, thank you. NPC I created, can't remember their name. We encountered Seamus Silverkeep, who is a cartographer and map seller and was in possession of the magical still that Ailbh is looking for. And he wanted a map of maps, the map to end all maps, which may even provide like real-time traffic data and all of these amazing things. And we weren't able to twist it nearly as much as we wanted, so we basically gave him a TomTom. And now he's got a device that gives him, maps forever. So, yeah, all right, we got a 0 on twisting that one, but okay. And then finally, we so far have encountered Fourth Wind Montague, who is a gentle they of the night, an incredibly beautiful, now probably undead creature who only has one suitor left from their glory days, and what they really wanted They have a wish they could do almost anything with, and what they choose to do with it is be restored to their beauty that they had when they were 20. So we turned them into a statue of when they were 20, trapped their soul in the statue, put a reflecting pool so they can always see their beautiful self, gave them the ability to cry as a statue, and once a month on the full moon, they can turn into a human for one night only. So that gave us a score of 9 for twisted wish fulfillment. And we're back on the job for twisting some wishes and making people cry.
Perfect.
Tears of joy.
Yes,
Yeah,
clearly
sure.
they were crying tears of joy. Yeah, perfect. And that is the name of the game, Twisting Wishes. So we are back in the Central Wish Station. You have grayed out 3 of the 10 wishes, and you still have 7 left. And it is someone's turn to pick the next wish.
I
No.
point at the goldfish again.
If I don't click on this goldfish, Nugh is going to yerk me. So I click 3 and accept quickly before Nugh can get.
Perfect. You click 3. The blue mist surrounds the 3 of you, and you find yourselves in the middle of the ocean. Luckily, you are on a boat. But this boat is in the middle of the ocean. It is a bright, beautiful, sunny day. The boat is not particularly large. It's really just a fishing vessel. And you see one sailor aboard this small fishing vessel, which is getting smaller the more that I describe it. She is a middle-aged female human. She has short auburn hair and gray eyes with smooth golden skin. She is missing her right leg, and she currently has a net in her hand. And inside of the net, you can see a solid gold fish that she is clutching. And she notices the 3 of you on her boat. She whips around and says, "Ah! What the hell are you doing here? How did you get here?"
And I do the same trick that I did earlier where my mouth moves, but the voice comes to her head. "We're here to grant your wish. We are Jinn."
I didn't make
And
a
you-
wish.
Well, not yet, you haven't. And you have captured the magical golden fish.
She looks at it.
Do you have a wish that you would like to make?
Can I eat this?
If that
It
is your
doesn't
wish.
look like it's edible. I didn't wish for anything. I didn't. Why are you on my boat?
Because you have captured the golden fish, and we can grant you a wish.
I don't know. You guys look really scary. I don't know that I want a wish from somebody that looks so scary.
You may also choose not to make a wish.
Anything, a wish. Like
A wish.
just whatever I want. A wish.
A magical wish.
Are you familiar with whales?
Yes.
Okay. She sits down and she rests the golden fish. She's clutching it. She's not letting it out of her hands. She bows her head. She's looking at her leg, her missing leg. She says, I don't know if I believe you, but if you can actually grant a wish, there's a whale. It swallowed my husband. It also swallowed my leg. But I don't really need the leg back. I can survive just fine without one leg, but I could really use the husband back. So I wish for my husband back from out of the whale, whole and alive, and in his original form, and here in my boat safely with me, not drowning in the ocean. And the whale is nowhere near us. That's my wish.
One moment.
I had a good one until she mentioned the whale. I was going to put them both inside. Put them both on the boat and put the boat inside the whale. But she mentioned the whale not being there, so...
You ever had a brief but good thing and then you make it longer and it becomes not good? Her husband, totally here, totally alive. Don't care about the whale at all. I care about the husband. No, I'm not saying that he was cheating on her, or a gambling addict, or an alcoholic, or like whatever. But I am saying that sometimes when you get your wish, you're sad you did for other reasons. So yeah, husband's here, husband's on the boat, but let's make it about this husband. What's wrong with him?
He fell in love with a mermaid in the whale.
Oh, the cheating. Okay.
Even as simply as he doesn't love her. He comes back, but or even the amnesia route. He comes back exactly as described, but
She said whole.
She did say whole.
as whole, I suppose, yes.
I think that goes for memories as well.
That does.
I think just he remembers his time in the whale and it was better than life on land for some reason.
Yes. It's like in Pinocchio where there's a little city inside that whale. There's fellow people inside that whale.
He was the mayor.
He was the mayor of Whale Stomach.
He had respect and power and people loved him. And also that city inside the whale is now going to suffer without his leadership.
He has to go back. He feels desperate, but he can
that's
never
on
find the
him.
whale again. Yeah.
That's
the
yeah,
whale's
well, because the
gone.
whale's not here. Whale's gone.
The whale's not here. Good luck getting eaten by a whale again. It'd be like Moby Dick where he chased the whale for all eternity, but it's to get eaten again.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
all right.
one twist is that he preferred the whale.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Yeah. And I guess the mayor of Whale Town is part of that, and
You did
So
create
we're-
an entire town inside of a whale.
also
Yes.
leaving a
Yeah.
fairly significant power vacuum inside the whale.
Yes.
I also feel like being on the boat itself, right? Like, we can affect this part of it. He's not just on the boat, right? He is the figurehead made of wood. No, that's not whole.
She
That's
said
not
whole
no.
in his original form.
In his original form.
I think just having him want to be back in the whale and leaving like people who need him in Whale Town is more than sufficient twist, because he'll be miserable, he'll make her miserable. It'll be
I got it.
this
Okay.
is a jail of their own choosing.
Yes. Have you ever seen Dragon Ball? Where Bulma has this like grid thing and it lights up with the location of the Dragon Balls? It tells him where the whale is so that he can take her boat back, because he'll be asking, hey, wife, please, we have a boat. We have to go back to the Dragon Ball location. We have to go back to where the whale is. So this will derail her career of fishing, and she must choose a future life inside the whale stomach with her husband or something else.
Well, let's not make it easy for him to find the whale then.
Oh, well, but then he could give up his whale life if he could. Well, I just can't help it. Can't find the whale again. Guess I'm with this lady now.
Or
Give
he
him the
spends the
means.
rest of his life searching for it forever.
Let's make it slightly inaccurate. And he can only figure that out with experience. It's going to be 300 meters northeast of where the whale is.
Or just it just points in the direction. Doesn't tell him how far.
Doesn't say how far.
It's in fact, it's a golden
a
fish
compass.
that swims in front of the boat in the direction.
Yes. Sometimes there's a landmass between you and it. What you going to do?
It's like a
Oh,
whole continent.
because as the
Oh my-
crow flies, we'll take you through like, a path you
Everything.
can't actually go. Yeah, you have to go through the Panama Canal. You can't go through Iowa.
Right.
What you doing? Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so you have wished he is back in the boat, he is whole, but he was happy in the whale, and the whale had a town inside of it that he was the mayor, and now he is back and he misses the whale, but he has a GPS device or a compass that points him.
A golden fish that swims in front of his boat towards the whale's current position.
As the
Okay.
the fish swims. As the crow
as,
flies.
as the
Yes.
direct line, not in any way practical for navigation.
Okay, since this
genius.
is more complicated, we will throw this at a 6, but any of you can choose
So
to
my trait is
roll it if you want to.
brawny, and I don't know that this is a brawny thing.
You have to wrestle that man out of a whale's stomach.
Can we justify it that way?
Sure, we could justify it that way. Absolutely.
All right.
We didn't say that you could just snap your fingers and make this wish come true. You might have to actually go fight that whale. So.
Okay. So does that give me an extra die? Does that mean I have 3?
Trait is +1 dice. Yes.
Okay, so that's 3 dice, and you said it was difficulty 6.
Yes.
All right. Well, I mean, I might be using a perk. We'll see.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to use a perk, and a karma, because I rolled a 5, a 4, and a 1. So my perks are Poetic Genius, Telepath, and two animated music toys. And I think that it is absolute poetry that this man will return to his wife who has missed him and wanted him back so very much, that she will use her wish on him, and he wants nothing more than to go back.
Perfect.
There is poetic justice there.
I will accept that poetic justice. It's evil and cruel poetic justice, but yeah.
Yeah.
Who are we to judge the heart of a fisher?
Mm-hmm. So that reduces the difficulty by 1, so that makes it a 5, so you succeed.
Excellent.
Please describe what happens.
So we're all on the boat, and blue smoke pours out of the golden fish's mouth and resolves into this man who has clearly aged a few years since she last saw him, and he's even wearing his mayor sash, right?
Oh, is he fatter now?
Is he fatter? Yeah. Like, I mean, it's like what you get to eat inside a whale's stomach is a fairly high fat diet. So for sure, like he's had it's he's got a little bit of a marine mammal figure these days, right?
Does he have a paunch?
I was about to say it.
Does.
Perfect.
And he looks at her and he says, does she have a name, GM?
She does have a name. You did not ask it, however. But her name was, I had it, Jocelyn Woodleaf.
And he looks at her and he says, Josie, is that you? Why is it so bright? And he looks up, he's like, the sky. And he's just kind of astounded. He's also very pale. As
you would be.
He says, yeah. And he says, it's been so long, my first wife. And he holds his arms out to her. And she kind of takes like a little half step back, and she's well, husband. And they embrace, because it's still a welcome homecoming, but they definitely are at odds for what their relationship is and will be from here forward.
Yes,
First
and
wife.
yes. And the golden fish that was caught in that net will leap out of that net and begin swimming in front of their boat. So she doesn't even get to sell that for money.
Nope.
Perfect. Well, your wish has been granted, and you will all return back to the central wish station. Congratulations. And you will see on the twisted counter that was an 8. It was very twisted and very cruel. Awesome. You have completed 4 out of the 10. What do you want to do next?
Well, looking at the symbols, there was one I feel was clearly speaking to me. Sadie, Nugh, I don't know, is there something on there which speaks to you specifically?
Do you study the symbols?
There's remaining a necklace, a damaged flask, a grimoire, a teapot, a lipstick, and a heart-shaped gem.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh. Well, let's just do the next one quickly, and we'll do all of them.
Yep. Broken flask.
Okay.
Number 2.
Let's do it. I click 2 and I click go. Quickly.
Okay. You click 2. We will speed forward into the scene. You are suddenly inside of a dirty mine. It is filled with coal dust, and it is dark, and instantly you are a little bit more difficult to breathe. It is lit by some lanterns, classic miner lanterns. And speaking of the miner lantern, there sits a miner. Not a miner. He's an adult. He's a tiefling, so he's got deep red skin. He's definitely been in the mines for a little too long. Bald head, red eyes, but they might be red because he reeks of alcohol, or they might be red because that's their natural color. And you are smelling that alcohol off of him. And he is sitting there holding a very damaged flask that he has apparently dug out of somewhere. And he kind of blearily looks up at you all and says, maybe I've had too much today.
Well, step right down. I see that we are in an Anters today, but don't worry. We shall grant your wish just the same. Your 3 genies are here to grant you your one wish. You might have heard it different from tales, but those are, like the game telephone, often misrepresented. That's right, we are the 3 genies. What is your wish?
You talk very fast. And he takes another swig from the flask, which doesn't really have anything in it, but he's still trying.
I look over at Ailbh. This is talking to a drunk person. This is like right up your alley, right?
It does feel that way. I say, yes. Young man, pray tell, what is your name?
He blinks up at you. Harley.
Harley. What does your
Harley
heart...
Duststone.
Duststone. Harley, what does your heart desire?
He stares at the flask a little bit. He looks up at all 3 of you. He focuses on Nugh. He says, you look like my ex-wife.
Nugh raises an eyebrow.
He goes back to digging in the dirt.
I broadcast to Ailbh and Sadie. I don't think he understands the deal here.
Do I have any like magical powers of like finger fireworks? Fingerworks.
Fingerworks. Let's see. Your perks are teleporter, summoner, and banisher.
Summon sparks.
Yeah, I could summon sparks.
Summon sparks. I summon. Well, we're in a mine. I don't want to blow us all up.
You are in a mine.
I summon a flock of canaries, and I would like to make them like a magician fly out of my hands as I open my fingers. Whew.
He looks up at the very familiar sound of canary song and goes, he like waits. 10, 9, not dead. Okay. And then goes back to his drinking.
Aha. Perhaps you would desire the ability to exist without breathing, and then you could mine anywhere. Would that please you, Harley? We can't leave until we grant you a wish.
A wish? Sorry, my hearing's not what it was. And he like digs his finger in his ear, and there is like a little piece of coal that comes out. And he says, a wish. I wish to find a diamond as big as I can carry. That'll show her.
Who?
And he points at Nugh.
Oh, okay. We can do that for you. Let us confer and we shall grant your wish.
To be clear, you want to find a diamond as big as you can carry.
He goes, Zat. I said that. Sure. Yep.
Are you sure that that's what you want?
I mean, I am pretty strong, so like a diamond as heavy as I could carry would be pretty big, and I bet that'd be impressive. She liked diamonds.
I feel the answer is obvious with this one.
Yes.
As much as he can
Let's
carry,
confer.
we would
Let's
Okay,
confer.
Okay.
reduce what he can carry.
So yeah, step 1, we create a diamond as big as he can carry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So has anyone here actually read the World's Largest Diamond short story?
No?
Yeah, so this is nothing but problems. So we can just give him this and walk away, and it is this wish has twisted itself.
Yes, I agree. I'm mildly familiar with the bloody history of the world's largest diamonds, and but I think we should add on to it. We should make the wife incredibly wealthy in her own right, the ex-wife, because he's doing this to impress her. And if she is independently wealthy, she does not care that he has a diamond as large as.
He's never gonna make it to her alive.
Yeah.
He'll never be able to show it to her. He'll be killed before he sees her.
Yes, this too.
Like I said, this is a wish that twists itself. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
the rules that we were given, no killing, I don't think it would be in breach of that. We are not killing or harming him.
Nope.
That is a possibility of any wish that we commit, that someone then causes harm to that person. I don't think we are in breach of that rule.
Yeah. It's really simple. We give him a diamond that is the largest diamond he can carry, which means it's too large to put in a pack, too large to hide. Everyone will see it. This man isn't going to make it 50 feet out of this mine.
Good luck being punched. And that's 11.
Yeah. I'm in agreement. Let's not overcomplicate this one.
But let's make the wife really wealthy. Ex-wife. Even if he does make it out alive. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
She's got life
She
insurance on
deserves
him.
it. She has life insurance. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's pretty simple because you're not twisting it very much. You're giving him basically exactly what he asked for. So we can just make this a 4.
I can roll for this. I feel like this is definitely brawny because it's all about how much can you carry. And
Yeah.
Nugh is good at how much can you carry.
We'll go with that.
1,
Oh,
2,
no.
and 2.
Oh, no.
Oh, how did we mess this up?
Uh,
He makes it out alive, and the life insurance means that she didn't get any money, and then she does need to marry him again for the millions?
Or, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, how
He
does
was
this
the only
play out?
miner. We assumed he was amongst a company of miners, but indeed, he was the only person we saw in that mine.
He makes it out with a diamond as big as he can carry. And I guess she's impressed.
They're still going to be miserable. I'm just putting this out there. Again, we didn't have to twist this. The problems they had before he had a gigantic diamond will still exist.
Yes. Diamonds do not fix alcoholism, unfortunately.
Whoa.
Or other problems we don't even know. The alcoholism may have come after she left. Like it's
true.
Yeah. Whatever problems they had before, they will still have those problems.
True.
But now they can blame the genie for them.
Yeah. Well,
And
your
that's
wish
probably-
has been granted. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and that's probably how many of, now that I'm on the Genian side, I'm like, how many of our wishes have been simply the scapegoat for people not realizing what they truly wanted? At the end of the day, shouldn't Jins be more appreciated? That's right. We should be more appreciated.
Perfect. You are transported back to the central wish station. Unfortunately, your wish score is a 0 for that one. Your twisted score.
Sorry.
Sadie, I feel like we need to make better use of your skills here.
I'm pretty long distance agile. I don't know. Well, then we'll find one. Let's find one. Let's do the next
We'll
one.
find
We've
one.
got
Yes,
necklace,
yes.
grimoire, teapot, lipstick, heart shaped gem. What do you want to do?
I think the heart-shaped gem.
All right, I tap
Ooh.
10, 1, 0, and I
Number
press
10.
enter.
All right, number 10. You are transported to a tiny, tiny little jewelry shop. You can hear below you is a very busy shop. There's lots of voices, but up here, there's only one person. He's a thin, male, human. He's got dark brown skin, short curly brown hair, and green eyes. He's got a regular build, kind of a cute face, but he's got one of those spotty beards. And he is a jeweler. He is hunched over his workbench, and he holds in his hand a heart-shaped gem that he is attempting to place into a ring. And he is not paying attention to you.
Whoosh, blue smoke. Whoosh. I fill the room with blue smoke.
He startles, ah, ah, and he drops the gem, tumbles on the floor, and he's panicking. Oh no, where'd it go? Oh no!
I clear the smoke, and the three of us appear.
He's scrambling on the floor, and the gem ends up at Ailbh's feet, and he snatches it, and then he slowly pans up, looking up your legs and up your bodies and up to your faces. And he starts shaking and he says, I don't have anything of value, but please, I didn't do anything wrong.
Just careful where you're looking there. I've not got anything on underneath that kilt.
He coughs and says, I kind of noticed that.
Anyway,
Can I help you? Are you looking for jewelry? I've got lots of... No, I don't have very many. It's been a slow season, but I could make you something if you give me time.
This is not what you can do for us. This is about what we can do for you. What is your name, fine jeweler?
He scrambles to his feet a little bit and backs away, and he says, my name's Edmund.
Edmund, you seem like an anxious person. What can we do to help with that?
Oh, I'm not usually anxious. Sometimes I am. Okay, often I am. But you just startled me. I'm fine. Can I do anything for you? My shop is open.
No. We are here. We are genie. We are Jinn. We are here to deliver on your wishes, not what you can do for us. This is purely about you, Edmund.
You have released us
need?
from our bottle prison, which in this case was that heart-shaped gem. By rubbing on the gem, you have freed us from our eternal slumber. We were trapped inside that gem. Thank you for freeing us. As a reward, we will grant you one wish, anything your heart-shaped gem desires.
He looks down at the gem. He's holding it tightly. You came from this little... Is it a magic gem?
It was. It had us trapped within it, and now we are free. Before we leave, we shall grant you a thank you.
Oh, I mean, I don't think you can help me with what I need. You know, rules and all, right? You have rules.
Very few.
Very few. As a matter of fact.
Exactly 4.
We have rules. What is it that you want?
He, sighs a little longingly, looks out the one little window at his shop, kind of down into the patio area that's below. And if you look out the window, you can see a very busy patisserie shop. And there's lots of customers, and floating among them, not floating, gliding, is a beautiful young woman with golden hair. And he stares at her longingly, and he says, that's Margaret, or Maggie to her friends. She's just the most beautiful girl in the world. And, well, I just want her to notice me, you know? I don't want to force her to fall in love with me or anything. That's not fair, you know? And that's why I figured you probably had rules against it, you know? But she's so kind and beautiful, and if she could just see me, you know, I was making this ring for her, so I was hoping. Anyway, that's kind of a silly wish, right?
No, it's not silly. I mean, you can get some excellent love advice from the great Duke of Jin. Let us confer, and we will be with you in a moment. Okay, so you guys, this person seems nice. I think what we do should be temporary. Maybe noticing, right? And most relationships don't work out, right? If they were a bad person, I would want to Little Mermaid take their voice, you know? Oh, they notice me, but I can't say anything back. Ha 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 ha. But as opposed to that, don't take people's voices. But they're a good person, so maybe we should do something temporary to them.
What if we just don't grant it? What if we tell him we granted it and we don't? I think all he needs is confidence.
Yes, he does need confidence. What if we give him Jackie Chan action combat powers and throw him and her in a terrifying scene? Their hearts will beat faster. They'll think they're in love. No, we could just not grant it. Okay. I was thinking of whisking them away to walking across a thin wooden bridge makes you scared, so you clutch the hand of the person you're walking with, or yeah, anyway. Okay, but if we just don't grant the wish,
Then he doesn't have to deal with a twist, but we tell him we granted it, and that will make him confident enough to tell her.
And you know what a patisserie shop is full of?
Pastries?
Yes, we could go over there, eat some pastries, and grant someone else's wish while
True.
watching them.
True, and twist that wish.
Yes. Quotas.
Okay.
We could have it so he wants to be noticed. Her specifically, yes. That she notices him, but everyone notices him, always. Making him more noticeable, if you will. So it's not limited to her.
So you don't like this guy?
It's not that I don't like him. It's that there's a specific task that we've got, which is take a wish and twist it, and I'm simply fulfilling that part of it.
Right, and Sadie says we could grant the wish of somebody else and just tell Edmund we granted his wish.
Sure.
Yeah, there's plenty of terrible people yelling at the waitstaff of the patisserie.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's ruin one of their days.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right. So we turn around and, after conferring, and tell Edmund. Go ahead, Nugh.
We've granted your wish. The next time you speak to Maggie, you will have the confidence to tell her how you truly feel, what is really in your heart. And if you're at a loss for words, Nugh produces a thin volume of poetry and says, there are some love poems in here. Chapter 6.
He'll say, oh, thank you. That's just so very kind of you. And he'll take the poetry book and he'll kind of puff up his chest, and he's definitely, feeling a little more confident. And he says, I'll wait until her shift is done, and then I'll go down and then we'll hopefully, we'll be happy, or at least friends. That'd be nice. Thank you.
Yes. I look at Ailbh because I think Ailbh has illusion magic, right?
Correct.
Yes,
Yes, it is
he
a
does.
perk
To make
of
it
mine.
look like we poof out of here as we go through the door and down the stairs, because none of us has teleportation, so
I do.
All right.
Perfect.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Well, you can teleport us
All right.
down
Wonderful.
to the. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the second that you step out the door, you are poofed back to
Okay.
the Central Wish Station. The
Okay.
wishes are restricted by summoner, so unfortunately, once you have left the premise of the summoner, yes, it's to prevent you from just willy-nilly wishing any wish you wish.
Yeah.
Wow, how many times can I say wish today? But you will see on the screen, it will give you a after scene. Yes, there is a big fat goose egg 0, but you will see an after scene where Edmund walks down the stairs that evening and goes up to Maggie, who's cleaning up behind the bar or whatever, the counter, and he has the finished ring in his hand, and he says, hi Maggie. And he's a little bit taller than usual, and Maggie, the beautiful girl, looks up and she goes, Edmund, you finally came down. And then that is where it will go black. And
Great.
you are back to the original wish screen.
Q 0.
Very cute.
But a
Big
0.
zero.
Yes.
Big 0. Don't care. Feel good about that.
Oh no, this is why his quota was low.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all were all judgy about him not being able to keep up with his quota, and then you realize, anyways.
I was
Okay.
not judgy on that. I'm like, you all need a union. You need better working conditions. Necklace?
Necklace.
Let's go for a bad person. I think someone opening, Necklace and Grimoire, I think are going to be bad folk. Let's do them.
Okay, which one do you pick first?
Necklace.
Necklace. Number 1. Okay, you guys find yourself in a rickety shack. It is nighttime, It's a very dirty shack. There's like just bedding in one side. It's very small. You guys are kind of cramped in there. And you see a dark-skinned, golden hair, brown-eyed woman, probably middle age or so. She has on black clothing and black mask over her face, and she has a giant bag full of jewels, and one of the things that she is holding is a gold necklace. And she spots you immediately. She's very fast and very agile, and she whips up. She goes, "Are you the cops?"
Yes. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law. What
You'll
do
never
you
catch
say?
me alive. She runs away.
No, you're supposed to say I want a lawyer. Gosh darn it.
She's trying to get out of the room, but she is still in the room with you because you guys are blocking the door.
Oh, I have summoned her. I just summon her back. She gets out of the room or whatever, and I'm just like, you're back.
She's, what trickery is this? I didn't know cops had magic.
Of course we do. It's a magical town. Without magic, we'd be powerless. You have the right to speak to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be presented to you. What do you want?
I wanted an attorney.
Do you wish for an attorney?
Do I need to wish for one?
Official.
I thought it was by the
laws written.
I'm pretty familiar with the laws because I'm a thief, but like, I don't think I need to wish for an attorney.
Ah, you said it. I wish for an attorney. Perfect.
I said I don't. I mean, it's a whole sentence. I said it. She's like, "Do you just want the jewel? Can I just give you the jewels back?" I don't feel like you guys are really cops.
I'd like to freeze time for a second and confer with my genie friends.
Can you freeze time?
I don't know. Guys, do we just give her a lawyer?
I don't know where you're going with this, so.
Well, if we give her a lawyer, we've granted her wish because she said, I want a lawyer, right? So
She did not say that she wanted a lawyer.
she did first, and then I pressed her to say the word wish, and she kind of didn't.
I think there's more opportunity to change her future, shall we say.
Oh, you want to tell her we're genies?
Sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to like zap her into the police station, into an interrogation room, and
Go for it. Yeah, go for it. I like the approach. It's interesting.
I teleport us all to the police station, into an interrogation room.
Okay, you are in a police station inside of an interrogation room. Actually, do you want to try rolling for that?
Yeah, I did I used my trait.
Yeah, it won't be very hard, like a 4 if you want.
I rolled 2 dice, and
Okay.
that's a 1 and a 2. I do not.
It does fail, and she does now realize that you are. I mean, you also don't look like cops. You look like creepy monsters. So she's even more convinced now that you are not cops. And she's like, stands
to be
up
fair,
a little.
They don't look like creepy monsters. Sadie looks like an elf with really big floppy ears. And
Did Sadie turn back into her normal appearance?
right. Yeah, what
She said she was ethereal and yeah.
ethereal, right. Never mind. I take it back.
So Sadie looks like a ghost.
Ghostish. Yeah.
Ailbh has pink mist coming out of his hands, and Nugh is Frankenstein's monster, but a little shorter.
And flesh colored.
And flesh colored. So sorry. Flesh colored. With
So
not
really,
patched together skin.
I just look like a normal guy who's got lots of really ugly scars
There you go.
at this
Normal
point.
guy.
So, yeah.
Okay,
so she
you got
goes-
us. We're not cops, but we are djinns on a tight schedule. What is your wish? We shall grant it and be on our way.
I mean, I just got a giant haul, so I don't think I like super need anything. You know, as long as you're not cops and you're not coming to get me, you know, I think I'm fine, right? You didn't tip anybody off where we were, did you?
We could. Is that your wish?
No, I would not prefer that.
Do you want safety so that the cops can never be tipped off for where you are?
Oh, what a great skill for a cat burglar. I would wish for the cops, for authorities, and she points her finger, the authorities to never be able to catch me or know my location.
Are you sure that is what you want?
I love that Nugh is very much like, are you guys sure? Are you sure you're sure? She says, yeah, I mean, I don't see how you could really mess that up for me. Like, the cops are the only ones, the authorities are the only ones that are going to catch me. So, yeah.
Cannot catch you or know where you are.
Right.
Okay. We'll need a second.
Sure.
Confer.
Yeah, we're conferring.
Incorporeal, obviously, right?
Yeah, we just turn her into a ghost.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
But we can't kill her.
Well, no. Just like the properties of a ghost.
Right. Yeah. Just incorporeal and invisible.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I was also going to turn her into the like North Star.
Oh.
But I like this.
But then they
ghost
could know
thing.
where she is.
They'd know where she was. They'd look at her.
Right.
So
Yeah.
an invisible, incorporeal being.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
We can't make noise. Yeah.
Let's twist this a little bit. She can walk through walls and be with whatever treasure she wants to be with.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Does she need to eat or drink? Is she going to starve or thirst?
No. Ailbh, give her some beer.
I'll beat her up.
Okay. So you are kind of condemning her a little more directly,
We are.
taking away her ability to eat or drink because she's incorporeal.
Can we take away her need to eat or drink?
Yeah, she doesn't need to eat or drink, and this only lasts 1 year.
Oh, she said
Oh.
ever.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, we'll just take away her need to eat or drink.
Turn her into a wraith.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay. All right. Who wants to roll to turn her into a wraith?
She's about to get the quirk technically undead.
Yeah. We'll set this one at a. We'll do a 5.
Feel like it's yours,
Should-
Sadie.
Should I roll because this is, as per my trait, agile? It's at quite a distance and far away, and what was all the agile words?
It's a
Reflexes, dexterity, stealth, and ranged combat.
It's definitely stealth.
we're pushing
Yeah.
stealth onto someone, so
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll go for it.
She's the stealthiest cat burglar in the neighborhood.
She is. She's also the worst cat burglar because she can't pick anything up.
Yep.
I got a 6 and other things.
Yay! You succeed. She suddenly vanishes.
I'm gonna be haunted now. What was her name?
We didn't get her name.
You didn't get her name. Her name is Mercy Dream.
Oh, whoops.
And she is now an forever invisible thief who does not need to eat or drink.
Okay. And we go back to
Yes. You pop back into the central wish station. And that one is that's a 9. You have ruined this person's life.
They're a cat burglar. They ruin a lot of people's lives.
Well, you don't know who she stole from.
That's true.
Could have been a Robin Hood situation, but now you'll never know.
Oh no,
All right,
we've killed orphans by depriving them of her money.
You have 3 wishes left to be granted.
Grimoire.
grimoire.
Grimoire. All right. You click the button for the grimoire. You are suddenly in a large, rumbling castle that's falling down slightly. It's tons of stones. It's very dark. There's lots of howling and screaming around. It's very decrepit. Not someplace that seems comfortable to live. And in front of you, you see an ancient man with wild white hair and crazy bloodshot eyes. And he is holding a giant ancient grimoire and cackling. You have arrived, finally. I've been waiting. You will grant me my wish now.
As you command.
Excellent. I, Carrick Redstrom, wish for the knowledge of how to completely and totally dominate the world with 0 consequences to myself.
Let us confer to how best grant you the wish to completely dominate the world with 0, or for the knowledge to completely dominate the world with 0 consequences to yourself.
Yes, I'll be waiting. Don't take too long, or I'll sick my monsters on you.
Grimoire was the right choice, guys.
Dominate the world.
Knowledge. He asked for knowledge.
I wish for the knowledge of how to completely and totally dominate the world with 0 consequences to myself.
I think we grant them so much knowledge that they're a drooling idiot.
Absolutely. Just shut down the brain. A few thousand petabytes of knowledge.
Yeah.
What if we grant them knowledge of why dominating the world is futile?
Ooh, throw that in there. Throw that on top. Add
Yeah.
some knowledge of each orphan's name and their life experience. All of it. They experience every minute of each orphan's life. Actually, they experience every minute of everybody's life.
Yep.
All that knowledge.
Sure. So that they could dominate any single person with their wishes and thoughts and dreams and prayers and so forth. But it's all of it. It's like telepathic flood.
Yes.
So
Actually,
the
and let's set this up ongoing so that every new experience cataloged and documented in a human brain funnels down into Carrick's brain. The moment
Now,
it gets created, it gets
It
received.
does say with 0 consequences to him.
You did put
The
that
knowledge
qualifier
to
on there.
dominate the world with 0 consequences.
Okay. Yeah.
The with
Yeah.
0 consequences prepositional phrase is about
Yeah.
domination.
Yep. That's fair. Yeah. So any individual person that he would dominate he would be using knowledge of them, of their personal, but he can't filter any of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And it gets generated so quickly that it's all coming in at every moment, an unlimited spring of data.
Right.
He didn't say
The
when it would stop.
The application
there's-
of the knowledge can have consequences. Having the knowledge
Right.
doesn't have any consequences, but applying that and using it and attempting to dominate the world can have consequences.
The inverse of that. Applying it has no consequences because he can predict every possible negative and overwhelm.
And overcome
can-
it.
Yeah,
But he
and
has
overcome it.
too many options for people
Yeah.
to dominate. And he's got to dominate by individual person.
He'll have
One at a
decision
time.
paralysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, granting omniscience is definitely it's pretty twisted. I say we go for it.
Okay.
That's pretty twisted. Okay. That's a pretty hefty amount of a wish. So we're going to make it pretty high. We're going to roll a 6. Who wants to try for it?
So I'd kind of like to try, and
Okay.
I'm going to justify the brawny trait here, because he
Okay.
will literally have the weight of the world on him.
I will take
Atlas
that.
shrugged.
Also, I'm going with this because also the if I need to reduce the difficulty, my perk is telepathy, and we're basically doing that.
That's true.
I dropped one of my dice. I have to get a different dice. Maybe it will roll better. Here we go. I rolled a 6.
Yoo-hoo!
I don't even have to use my perk.
You have presented total and complete world domination by Carrick Redstream. Congratulations. Would you like to tell us how it goes? What happens?
So as the thoughts and desires and needs of everybody start as a trickle. So he thinks that he's one, and Carrick is like, yes, oh, I can use this against him. The Duke, now I know his secret. No, this is just a little too much. It's make it slow down. No, I said no consequences. And as his mind is just overwhelmed, he becomes this broken man, and all he could say is no consequences, over and over.
Hold the consequences, hold the consequences, hold the
Brilliant. Yep.
Yeah.
Hold the door, hold the door. Yeah. This poor man, old man, who wanted only to dominate the world, has been reduced to a gibbering idiot. And your wish has been fulfilled. You returned back to the central wish station. And that was a 10.
It had to be a 10.
A 10 on your wish scale. You're killing it. Idril's going to be so happy when he gets back from his vacation, but you still have 2 more wishes.
I think Teapot's going to be our last one, because that was what we started with, right? So
Yes, you did. You started with a kettle. Okay, so you're going for lipstick?
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, lipstick. You find yourself. What am I saying? You find yourself in a beautiful park. For once, you guys are not with only one person. Off in the distance, you see a group of teenagers playing some games. But right here in front of you, you see a very pretty young girl. She's about 15 or 16 years old. She's got a round, cute face with big green eyes and flowing blonde hair. And she is holding a dirt-covered lipstick tube that she's looking at, very confused.
Ooh, we have emerged from the lipstick tube to grant your wishes. What single wish is your desire, and the three of us jinn shall grant it.
She does not say anything. She doesn't seem to notice that you're there.
Ailbh will sort of swirl round her. Make sure one way or another, you must see me, hello.
She will startle and leap back a little bit, and there's no sound that comes out of her mouth, but she gestures a little bit at you. And do any of you speak any kind of sign language?
Sort of. I've had to use a lot of gestures to talk over my life, so sure.
Okay. You will see that she's basically signed the sign for help or get away. I think it's get away, yeah. And she looks frightened.
We can help you. What do you need?
I take out the kitten
Yay, the kitten.
and I hold it up and I say to her in her mind, we can help you. We only look frightening.
She looks at the kitten and looks at you and is very confused. She's frowning and she signs, how can I hear you?
I have telepathy. I am mute, too.
She smiles and she signs, I haven't met many people like me.
I put the kitten in her hand if she accepts it.
She will take the kitten and shuffle it with the lipstick tube, but she's still like looking at Sadie and Ailbh, like really freaked out, kind of glancing at the other kids to see if they're seeing what's happening, but they're too busy with their games.
And I say, we are really here, and we are Jen, able to grant you one wish.
She is not sure what to do because she has a kitten in her hands and can no longer sign. So she tries
I offer to take the kitten back. And I
She
just
gives
like
back the
perch it on my shoulder so that, yeah.
She gives you the kitten back, although she looks a little sad about it. And she signs and any wish in the world?
There are a few rules, but yes. Any wish you would likely make, we can do.
And she signs, will anything bad happen?
Possibly.
She frowns and kind of shrugs. And she signs, I don't need anything really. That she thinks about it for a second. She really wants to pet that kitten. And she looks over at the other teenagers playing the game. And you can see on her face, like, a pretty deep level of longing. She says, if I had, she signs, one wish, I would wish.
It's telepathy, right? So I say to,
so I guess
say to
she
her,
could say it back to
you
her.
can just think it and I can hear you.
Okay. Well, she will think, I wish for the world to understand me.
One moment. I turn to I turn to Sadie and Ailbh. She wants the world to understand her.
But she didn't wish for the power to be able to hear them in return. We shall twist her wish by granting her both the ability to speak and hear. How evil and dastardly of us.
The world can understand her. The world doesn't have to care.
That is actually evil and dastardly.
How does Nugh feel about that?
Terrible.
Are we just going to give her a voice? Are we going to twist this one?
Well, it's twisted because she can talk, but she can't hear. So the problem with deaf people isn't that they can't talk. It's that they can't hear. So, like, they don't learn to shape the words. But also they can't hear what people are saying back to them. So she genuinely made a bad wish. She made a bad wish. She wished for the world to understand her, but she can't hear them. So
Yeah.
it would take us twisting her wish to actually get her to be able to communicate with other people. Was my point. We can twist kindly here.
I will ask her. She didn't respond to Sadie earlier when Sadie said something, right? So she is also deaf.
She's totally
Okay.
deaf. Yeah.
Deaf people also do not like being given the ability to hear. And if anybody deaf is listening to this, they're like, that is really messed up. And we will get negative likes for giving her the ability to hear and speak. So I personally find it very amusing as an evil person.
I thought you were taking it back, that you were like, maybe we should do that.
No,
But
I
yes,
think it's the
being-
greatest evil
Doubling down.
wish grant. Yeah, it's horrible because she hates it, and the entire world is like, "Oh, you did such a nice thing for her. What a good savior thing you did for that person." And we're like, "Wah!" And she's like, "I hate this."
Right.
Anyway, so that's me proposing being evil, but in like a just because we disregarded your personal wishes sort of way. Technically evil, technically good. Anyway, so that's just my proposal. We're actually probably stepping on real people's toes here because deaf people exist.
Yeah.
Shock.
Yeah.
They probably
Yeah.
don't listen to a lot of our podcasts.
Don't count on it. I mean, there's dictation software that works just great. So, but
okay.
let's.
Hence why I did not have her wish to have her hearing. She wishes for the world to be able to understand her.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is also Nugh's wish, and so that's the other side of it is that, you know, that like it's straight to his heart, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is one of the people we want to help. Ailbh.
Yes.
This is one of the people we want to help. We want to twist this wish to get her what she needs, not just what she asked for. But the question is, does she need to be able to hear the world?
I don't think she does, and I don't think
does
she needs to
not.
be able to speak necessarily. She just needs to be understood.
Yep. But
So-
twisting is what we get the big bucks for.
I know. See how much I care.
This is why you don't meet your quota.
We've got 2 9s and a 10. I think we can take a mulligan on this one, you know, just let this one go low.
You also have 3 zeros. Just a reminder.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Otherwise, you've done great. You've either done really poorly or really great.
Let me just read these scores back to you guys. We got a 9, a 0, an 8, a 0, a 9, a 6, a 10, and a 0. So we're doing good apart from the ones we fail. Okay, so let's all agree it would be evil to give her the ability to hear the world, right? But we are
I
evil
think so.
genies. Yeah, but we're evil genies. So like we could, but it's not right to do that to her.
Yeah.
She just wants to be understood. Okay, let's twist it in a different way.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
So, and this is coming from Nugh's brain and Nugh's experience. I have a publisher who is
we get her a
helping
book
me
deal.
be understood. Get her a book deal. Trust me, they're so twisted. I'm pretty sure that I have to pay for my own copies of my own book. But it's gets her
Maybe
voice out
Nugh
there.
needs a lawyer. Like, you thought the last girl needed a lawyer. Maybe
Oh,
Nugh
Nugh
needs one.
absolutely, Nugh absolutely needs representation. He needs an agent, something. But yeah, we could do that. We could get her a book deal.
Yes, and her books are incredibly high selling. Everyone wants one, you know, like bestseller, and every book she writes is a bestseller. What will the
Yes.
pressure do to her? Make her the most famous. You know, she's the 15-year-old who wrote the Pulitzer Prize winning novel. What's her next novel going to be?
Right, the pressure.
I'm on board. I'm
Yeah.
on board with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 So
Yeah,
you want
so-
to make her an award-winning,
We're
world-renowned published author.
I think
Yes.
I think it's every book that she tries to publish, everything she tries to publish will be wildly popular and read by hundreds of thousands of people.
It's almost a King Midas sort of approach to...
Yeah.
Sure.
Because there is nothing wrong with being deaf.
right.
So,
There's nothing.
like, we're not
right.
going to fix
Definitely
her,
not.
air quotes.
No.
We're not evil genies. We're just genies who happen
You're
to be
just
evil.
genies. Yes. Okay. Okay. We'll say that one's just a 5.
Okay.
You know, it's not exactly what her wish was, but it's definitely twisted. So who wants to try for it?
I feel like it should be Nugs.
Okay.
Feels like yours.
All right. It's not super brawny.
No. But it definitely hits with your poetic genius.
Sure, if I need to lower the difficulty,
Right.
I've got that. But it's not like completely outside brawny, I feel.
Okay, why do you make an argument for it?
Thousands of copies of this book will be printed.
Okay, all right. I'll take that. Yes, it will be very heavy lifting. It will also be heavy lifting on her part to write all of these books for everyone to be able to understand her. You know, I love that none of you asked if she was a writer.
No, I
or
thought
had
about
any
it.
desire to be a writer.
But the thing that we're putting out here is anything she publishes will be wildly successful. So
Okay.
if it's like if she becomes, a journalist or a writer, or even if she, writes songs and publishes, whatever she publishes is going to sell out and be read by millions or thousands and do great. But maybe
that's
never
your wording.
Maybe
right?
she
anything
never
right.
Yeah, anything she
Okay.
publishes. She may
Anything
never
she
publish a
publishes.
thing. That's fine too. But
You did not say that the publishing houses had to accept her submissions,
no, but I mean, anything she publishes will
but
get.
they will be amazing. So they should. Yeah.
They will be read by hundreds of thousands of people
Okay.
somehow. Whether the publishers get it, something.
Did we just make the Unabomber?
Yeah, we did. Okay.
Or J.K. Rowling, something like that. Okay. All right. Try for a 5.
There we go.
No, you just made the Unabomber.
I got a 5 and a 1.
Rad. Congratulations. Do you tell her what you've done?
I will tell her the way that I get my voice heard is through writing, and that is the gift that we are giving you.
Okay. She thinks about it and she says, she signs, well, I guess she says in her mind, thank you. I've never tried writing before, other than little scribbles and with hearing people that can't understand signs. So thank you. Also, can I have that kitten?
I look at the kitten and there's like this little brief moment of regret as Nugh takes it off of his shoulder and hands it to her.
Oh, she will sign thank you. One-handed because she's holding a kitten, which you can do. Yes. Perfect.
Did we get her name?
No, her name, she will spell it out for you. A sign is Winifred Ashglad.
It's probably best she can't hear the taunts of her.
Yes.
That's
all right, that's a great name.
It's a great name, and I look forward to seeing it on the bestseller list. So, yeah.
Yes, all across Nicomoy, coming to you soon.
Yep.
You are transported back to the Central Wish Station, and unfortunately, that one just gave you a 3. You did succeed, but it was not very cruel, and
Nope.
I mean, but we'll see.
Quotas,
We'll
Nugh.
see.
Quotas. We gotta be evil genies. What you doing to us with your compassion, your kindness?
I point at Grimoire guy.
It balances out. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have one more chance.
I think we got to go to the teapot.
Let's go.
All right.
May you be very evil.
We got to go all in on this one.
Yep. So you are transported to a lovely backyard garden. There is a little sitting area. It's got a lovely whole tea service going. There's a beautiful teapot. And sitting on one of the seats holding the teapot is a very cute and pretty but older Macrotus elf with long ears, white hair, white skin, and light blue eyes in a beautiful little dress. And she looks up in surprise and goes, my stars, Sadie! And Sadie will recognize her mother, Gianna Duca.
Gianna, this is Anne. Once again.
Oh, right. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Anne, it's nice to officially meet you.
Yes. We remember I gave you. I haven't seen you since I had the letter delivered to you by my lawyer. Regarding me taking possession of your daughter's body and bank account. It is well stewarded. I assure you, I'm coming to check in, and I have brought some of my magical fire-breathing kittens friends. We are currently genies in training, and we have been tasked to grant the wishes of anybody who opens this container. Thank you for freeing us from the teapot, and to twist them as horribly as we can, because we are genies in training. Full disclosure, as always with you, Gianna.
Oh, my. Well, welcome to my home, everyone. It is so nice to meet you. What's your name?
Oh, this is Nugh, the silent.
Hi, Nugh. It's so nice to meet you.
In her mind, I say, it is nice to meet Sadie's mother.
And this fine gentleman?
And this is Ailbh Goldbeard. You surely have tasted his ales around town.
Oh, I have. You know Sadie's father is such a fan. It's so nice to meet you. You're a little bit of a celebrity around my town.
Well, isn't that just wonderful to hear? Hopefully you've all been buying the beer, yes?
Well, I'm more of a tea drinker myself, but, I'm sure my friends have partaken. Absolutely. Do y'all have time to sit down and have a cup of tea with me?
Of course. Always nice to have tea with a fan.
Pinky's out.
Wonderful. She starts using the magical teapot that y'all sprung out of and has poured tea for everybody and is serving y'all as you sit down. And she's just asking about how you are and how did y'all become genies in training? That just sounds so exciting.
She's like a couple thousand years old, right?
Like 1400.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That explains why she is completely nonplussed.
So the story of the pinky coming out from the cup, as I understand it, is to signal to others that you perhaps have a venereal disease.
What?
So if you were to see that, it was a signal that I have this thing. If you are interested.
If you're interested in
And also?
Potentially catching it from me, for example.
Oh.
Or if you both have it, then,
If you both
Right,
have it,
then you would
then
be
you're
aware.
relatively safe. Sort of
That's
thing, but yeah,
heartbreaking. I don't feel like Gianna would be aware of that. Do you tell that over the tea table?
No. No.
Okay.
That was purely for fire-breathing kittens fans.
Thank you.
it's clearly in the Macrotus elf community, it has a completely different meaning.
Yes.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
fun facts about anglerfish and venereal disease from your friendly fire-breathing kittens.
Come here to get it all.
Like I said, I don't think I've been involved in a single fire breathing kittens episode that did not have some weird science facts in it. So it's awesome.
Come for the game, stay for the facts.
That's right.
While she continues chatting with you, she's definitely staring at Sadie/Anne, a little reminiscing, and she'll look at Anne and say, you don't remember because of course you weren't there, but Sadie and I, we would drink tea together and eat these little cakes all the time together. And I miss that part. So it's kind of nice to have you here, so we can do that together.
She is deep within me, able to observe everything that I experience. That's why recently I have been attempting to enrich her life. Today we had kittens. Look at the scratches on Nugh.
Well, that's so nice. I'm sure that she's having a wonderful time, and I do appreciate, you taking care of her. I just wish for her to be happy. That's
I didn't hear the end of that. So be careful around genies with the wishes. Let's give you a little bit more context. We have been tasked with twisting and manipulating your wish in a very evil way. It's our day job just for today. We're temps. But I would like to ask, since I have you, do you have any ideas why Sadie might be hiding within herself?
Oh, I mean, Sadie might have been a little sheltered. Yeah, as we are a little bit of a tight-knit community here, you know how it is in the South. And she probably hasn't experienced much in the world, so I'm not sure. She can be a little shy sometimes when you meet her, so I was hoping that now that she's engaged with Hudson, she'd blossom a little bit and explore the world, before settling down. So I guess in a way she is through you, with you.
Do you like Hudson?
Oh, he's a fine man. I didn't necessarily, I had an arranged marriage too, and it took a little while, but we eventually fell in love, and I was hoping that would happen for Sadie and Hudson, so I think that they are a good match.
Well, Sadie, I hope you hear your mom say that she's just hoping you have the same nice life that she did, and she thinks Hudson is a good match for you. So anyway, now would be a great time for you to come out if you don't want your mom to have a horrible, evil, twisted genie wish. No? Just saying. Okay. All right. Well, Gianna, what is one thing you wish for? Try to make it simple.
Oh, simple. Real simple? Do you have any recommendations?
Oh, a wish for someone else's benefit is pretty safe. No one ever does that.
Oh, but I already wished that, though, and you told me I shouldn't say that.
Maybe not something like happiness. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just something simple for someone else's benefit, and there's not much we can do to make that go wrong.
Somebody else's benefit. Well, maybe it'd be nice if Hudson could also talk to Sadie in you, and then maybe he could get to know her a little bit, and then he could maybe help her come out. So maybe I could wish that Hudson would be able to talk to Sadie.
Whoa. Let's try to grant that wish. Okay. We'll see what we can do, Gianna. We're going to confer.
Sadie, how do you feel about being possessed by two people at once?
Sadie, you're free to respond. Come take control of your body. Don't run away from your marriage. Be married. Get married to Hudson. Settle down. Have a family. Have some kids. Buy a house.
I'm imagining that inside of Sadie's body, Sadie is running further and further and further with every sentence. But yeah.
You can do it, Sadie. It's just a mortgage. The word mort has nothing to do with anything.
No, what I mean is we could put Hudson inside with them.
I love it. I love it so much. Yes.
It's pretty twisted.
That is very twisted, yes.
They really need to have a heart-to-heart. Using the same heart is fine.
Okay.
Is this a permanent solution?
Well, at some point we're going to have to disentangle all these spirits, aren't we?
Yeah. I think it's just, it's, let's put it this way. It doesn't have a specific time, stopping point. Right. So it's just, we're going to put him in there and then they'll figure it out later.
Yeah. Get to know each other. You're going to get married.
Indefinite.
You might as well. Yeah. Have
even better. That means that a Hudson's body is available.
Yes, it is.
I happen to know there's a devil who's trying to make his way back to the prime material plane. So,
Oh, don't worry. He comes with his own body.
Yeah, but literally possessed by the devil could be a thing. Anyway, that's
Oh my gosh, it could be because that
future adventure.
You could possess someone while your body's still in hell, and then you could walk around on the material plane without needing to be summoned back onto the material plane. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Very fun. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then he could make make the next date that he has set up with anyway, I ship them. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, let's do this. I don't know who's going to roll for this. Who's got the most dice? Because we want this to succeed. Let's put Hudson's spirit in the Sadie body that I am currently walking around in.
Yeah.
Right. That's pretty high. We'll give it a 6 because you're literally transporting somebody out of their body, which is skirting that line to killing them, but not quite.
Not quite. So we turned somebody into a ghost. So,
you literally invisibled someone. So, this is definitely, we're gonna go for a 6 here.
Okay.
Who's got it?
Would you say this is agile, crafty, or brawny?
I feel like you have to be very dexterous to separate someone's soul from their body and place it inside of someone else.
I feel like it's a Sadie roll. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I feel like Sadie should have to do it because you're putting them inside of yourself. So
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the 3 dice, and if I don't get a 6, we can do a -1 karma to do a perk. And whoa, I really want a 6. So excited. Okay. I did get a 6.
Okay. Perfect.
So
okay. Please describe what happened.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I got to snap my fingers because I'm a genie, right? You got to either like do the blink or the nose twitch or the snap. Yeah. And so I show up at Hudson's place where he is, probably in a business meeting with another person. Let's make this difficult. And he's doing some kind of like business. And I'm like, this is awkward. So awkward. I think I do the Kirby sucking sound. I think I suck his soul right up in there when I'm like, you and Sadie need to get to know one another. That is really the root of our problems. And to the business partner, I say, please arrange for his body to be properly exercised, fed, and watered. I'm sorry, I can't do both of them. Maybe someone else can help. And then I snap my fingers back and I go back.
And now you have Hudson and Sadie both inside of a body being possessed by Anne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Do you tell Gianna what you've done?
Absolutely. I say, in the pursuance of furthering their relationship, I have enabled Hudson and Sadie to communicate. And much like Mystery Science Theater 3000, they can watch
a show she's surely familiar with. Yes.
You know,
can I throw a little wrench in here? Midway through Sadie's explanation, we get poofed back to wherever we need to the room. Yeah. So
yes,
Gianna gets half of the answer. So all she knows is they're able to talk to each other, and and then just like.
Right. But then suddenly Hudson has gone missing. So now
his body's there.
Yeah.
Right. That's true.
I finished the sentence and I'm like, and they can eat popcorn and make jokes together at whatever they observe. I'm sure I'll be entertaining. Whoa. Hi, we're back.
Okay. You are back in the Central Wish Station. For that one, oh God. You've just taken somebody away from their entire life. Mm-hmm. And embedded that. I would give that like a 7. That's pretty twisted, and it could go well for them or it could go very poorly. So we'll give it a 7. Congratulations.
It's like a honeymoon before you get married.
Yes.
Fantastic.
You have completed all of the wishes, and it has been about 3 hours. So. Suddenly you are poofed back into the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild Hall, and Idril will stand before you. He is now no longer shirtless. He is wearing a Hawaiian button-up shirt, of course, and he looks a little tanner. And he says, "Oh, already? That felt like it took no time at all. How did it go?
I believe Nugh has calculated our average score.
Yes, it went really well, sort of.
That'll just be a pinch above 5, won't it?
Just a bit over 5. 5.2.
Oh, okay. All right. You know, not as good as I kind of hoped for, but, you know, that's still... And he, like, puffs up again. He's like, that's better than I was doing. So, progress. Anything I should be aware of? Anything that might come to bite me in the butt later?
It's all pretty above board. I think everything's going to be absolutely fine. You can never tell with these wishes, you know, how people interpret what they've been given and these sort of things, you know. There's a lot of variables and things that just cannot be controlled, so there may be issues, but meh.
Great. I really appreciate your help, and of course, here's your gold, and he gives you a giant bag of 10,000 gold. He sets it on the bar, narrowly avoiding one of the kittens that is just roaming free, have now taken over the bar entirely. And he says, and I've given it a lot of thought, and no, I think that you're right. I think that I need to talk to my fellow genies, and we need to discuss, you know, maybe some kind of paid time off system or something, because I was burned out. I slept that whole week on the beach. So, yeah, thank you for suggesting this union. This will definitely not cause problems for anyone.
Not at all.
And he will say, and finally, the last part of our deal was a wish for each of you. No twisting involved, promise. Have you thought of your wishes?
I was giving a recipe some time ago, and there was a missing ingredient. I would like that missing ingredient.
Do you have the recipe on you?
I do, yes. And
Okay.
sort of hand over, there's a scrap of paper, and there's almost a missing in there. There's very vague detail.
Okay. He will take it and look at it, and then he will wriggle his nose, and suddenly the missing ingredient will be written on the paper. Whether or not it is the correct missing ingredient, you will have to find out for yourself.
And how to get it.
And how to get it, and where it is, and what it is.
And how to prepare it.
I mean, you know what it is, but yes, exactly. And he will look at Sadie or Nugh.
I think I would like Okay, so we left a fishing boat with a goldfish steering it in the middle of the ocean. And I feel kind of bad for Jocelyn. And I think I would like for them to steer themselves into, like, something akin to a pirate's treasure chest. Because I'm not saying that, like, the other people that we didn't do worse. But I do kind of feel the worst for Jocelyn. And I'm just saying, maybe if she had a sudden windfall of lots of money, she could get her own boat or do whatever she wanted or find someone new or move on. But I think the husband's pretty trustworthy, and they wouldn't squabble over it. They would just part amiably. He did say his first wife, so that implies he has a second. They would both have benefited from this. She'd finally have gotten closure. He, can bring lots of whatever resource he needs back to Whale Town. So,
Okay.
A
He'll
sudden
say,
windfall for them.
Okay, so specifically you are wishing for them to find a treasure chest that has lots of money in it.
Yeah. And then the rest, they're on their own.
Okay. Are you sure? You don't want anything for yourself?
Which of us? I'm 3 now.
Oh, you've grown since the last time I met you.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's what you wish, and he'll snap his fingers, and you assume that he did what he said he would do, but you're not on the boat. So, if we did a flash aside, you would see that falling out of the sky is a giant pirate treasure chest, words, and lands in the fishing boat, and Jocelyn has a sudden windfall that literally fell from the wind.
It didn't make a hole in the boat or squish anybody, right?
The scene has ended. So. All right, Nugh, anything for you?
Can you fix my voice?
Aw.
Or make it work?
You want a working voice. Do you have a preference on what your voice sounds like?
No. Just, I want to be understood.
I can do that. And he will snap his fingers, and the voice box that wasn't working before will now work.
What?
Yay, Nugh.
Nugh speaks.
And Nugh kind of coughs a little bit and very gravelly says, "Thank you."
Well, thank you. You three gave me my first vacation in 500 years, and I'm very grateful for that. And hopefully my scores will improve enough that my bosses will consider giving me more. And I appreciate
You are welcome. That was fun.
it. Awesome. Yay. Well, thank you all for joining us. And this is where we'll end this Fire-Breathing Kittens episode. Joining this time, we're Ailbh
I wonder what I'm going to put in my beer next.
and Sadie and Nugh.
It is very good to be talking to you all.
And last but not least, Sadie/Ann/Hudson.
The Trinity. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.